6 o'clock, good morning. Live from the Circus Sports at the Mid-Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Justin Hawkins. The LA Rams and veteran quarterback Matthew Stafford agreed to a one-year, $55 million extension worth up to $60 million yesterday. The 38-year-old reigning league MVP is entering his 18th season and currently has 2 years at $105 million remaining on his deal with the Rams. Also, the Giants and general manager Joe Shane agreed to a multi-year extension that will keep him in New York with new head coach John Harbaugh for years to come. NBA Eastern Conference Finals Thursday night. The Knicks take Game 2 and the 2-0 lead over the Cavaliers with a 109-93 win. Josh Hart scored a playoff career high, 26 points, and Jalen Brunson added 19 points and 14 assists in the win, as now the Knicks are 2 wins away from their first finals appearance since back in 1999. In the NHL Eastern Conference Finals, the Canadiens upset the Hurricanes to take Game 1 in dominating fashion, winning 6-2. It's the first loss of the postseason for Carolina, who will look to bounce back for Game 2 tomorrow night. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you got to go to USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Away we go into your Friday morning edition of Ramon and Will. Good morning on a rainy and gloomy Friday in Nashville, Tennessee. We'll try to brighten things up for you a little bit here on the program alongside, see, this feels good, Titans radio analyst Ramon Foster, Justin Hawkins making the show happen, myself, Will Boulding, 615-737-1045 is the number. How's that feel? Titans radio analyst Ramon Foster.
Clean. That was real clean, Will.
Good.
Real clean. Flawless delivery
clean to
by
say
you.
it.
Flawless delivery by you, man. Congratulations to you as well, man, as your role has increased. And, hey, you're back. You're back.
Back again with the white Vans. No.
And you're back in the city,
white,
too.
You're both wearing white. Did I miss the white train today?
So here's the – wait a minute.
That sounds bad.
Wow.
You know what?
Wow.
You know, it is
checked
Friday.
yourself before anybody else has.
There is never a day for racism. I'll be honest with you. It is Friday.
Sir.
Wow. That's,
Thank you.
Now we're foot in mouth. We're so back.
Yeah.
Racism not back. We are so back.
No, absolutely not.
So here's my thing, and I'll start here because it's not the most important thing to happen for this show this week. It is one of the most important things to happen in my life over the last 22 years. Arsenal won the Premier League, and prepare to be sick of me is what I'm telling you. Prepare to be absolutely sick of me. North London forever. All you little tin pot clubs couldn't touch us this year. We won the league. We dunked on all of you with 18 set-piece goals in the process. I'm going to wear something Arsenal probably every day for the foreseeable future. This was the choice today, the new white shirt that I got from the team store.
Absolutely nothing wrong with that, man. I figured that's what it was.
That's my memo, is that I just prepare to be sick of me. Blanket statement. Many of you already are sick of me. My Twitter mentions tell me that all the time.
Through this camera, and it looked like an AFC shirt, so I thought you were wearing like an NFL like AFC shirt. And I was like, it's like,
why would I do that?
Now I understand it's Arsenal Football Club.
It is.
Why would I own an American football club?
The way you've described Arsenal as a club has been fascinating to me. You say you become a fan of them, and like being a fan of them is hard. You correlate being a fan, of Arsenal as to being a Vols fan, Vols football fan.
There are an uncanny amount of similarities.
And so with them winning the cup, that's like the Vols winning the national championship is what you tell them.
Correct.
So you're riding high right now.
I've loved this team since I was 10 also. So like I've grown up with them like any other team. So
what about,
I love them so much.
What about Tottenham? Are they in the same conversation as Arsenal?
Well, they might get relegated on Sunday. If all goes to well and my prayers are answered, they will be relegated. They'll be sent down to the championship. So I can't wait for that.
Gotcha. And World Cup is coming up, man. The vibes are high for soccer worldwide.
3 weeks from today, the United States opens up the World Cup against Paraguay. None of these things the biggest headline, though, obviously, of the show this week, of this morning, but thank you. I had to give my little spiel. Very happy about that. Champions League final in 8 days as well. Excited about that. Yesterday, the Titans hit the practice field for OTAs, and Robert Salah says Cam Ward's arm is perfectly healthy. Ramon, did you see a perfectly healthy arm two arms, preferably, but right arm, throwing arm for Cam Ward yesterday at the Vanderbilt Health Football Center.
Yes, I did. And not just that, like there was so much zip on it. And again, without me having any medical paperwork on Cam Ward, he looked good. The report initially was he was, going to have surgery when he went down the last game of the year. And you was just really questioning, like, how healthy is Cam? When is Cam going to show? How soon is he going to throw? We were told this could have been a long, drawn-out injury. But arm sharp, delivery good. He was on point yesterday from all things that I saw about Cam Ward, like the growth that is necessary and being poised in a practice. That's what I felt like. You saw zip on his passes, and there was poise in everything that he was doing. He didn't have happy feet in the pocket. The integrity was there when you needed it to be, and just crisp, poised, and yes, sharp. Most definitely, Will. Salah didn't tell a lie on that one, and I don't think he was gaslighting anybody from everything that I saw yesterday.
Jim Wyatt had Cam Ward completing 11 of 17 passes and 7-on-7 in team drills combined. Said his best work came in a hurry-up scenario at the end of practice when the first-team offense got the ball at the 50-yard line with 47 seconds on the clock. Ward went 4 of 6 on a quick drive, completing a touchdown toss to rookie receiver Carnell Tate to cap it off. Heard a lot of good things, Ramon, about Carnell Tate yesterday. What was your first impression watching the Titans' first-round pick go to work?
As a rookie and OTAs in his first lap around his NFL career, playing against his own teammates, the boy is good. The young man is good. The young pro looks to be the part. If he goes on and do what the offense is asking him to do, I think there are going to be a lot of naysayers, man, that really eat their words with what I saw yesterday. Without giving too much, the speed was there. The route running was there. His ability to understand and be on the same page with Cam was there. Jimmy wrote all this in there, but I'm just backing up what Jimmy Wyatt put in his observations. The deep ball attack, Will, was there. Jimmy named that. It was me, Brad Hopkins, Taylor Zarza, and Rhett Bryan in the opposite end zone on this drive that they were having right now. And I'll put it this way, on that ball that Jimmy wrote in his observations where where Carnell snatched it out of the air for a touchdown, all you saw was what looked like big old mitts in the air. Seriously. I'm talking about it looked like 10-foot gloves, just grabbed the ball out of the air and just snatches it out. Like, he caught it, but also snatched and tucked it into the end zone. And all I was like, was that Carnell? And the answer was yes. Like, it was only going to be Carnell in that situation right there. In traffic, Cam delivered a dot to him, and as sure-handed as a young wide receiver could be this early on in camp. Again, no pads, so no ramifications of being hit after the catch and stuff like that. As far as his catch radius and what he's capable of, yeah, like I got more mental notes about what he was able to do yesterday. That was the necessary weapon if what I saw yesterday is what happens during the season.
Jim Wyatt wrote about it as well at TennesseeTitans.com, said, I can't go any further without mentioning Tate, who had a memorable 3-touchdown day. Said Tate got behind the defense on several occasions on Thursday and hauled in would-be touchdowns. Went up high in the back of the end zone on one play, snagged the ball out of the air. He said, just as impressive to me, to the point you made, was the strength of his hands. There were several occasions when a defender was at the football at the same time, and when he secured it, there was no knocking it loose.
He snatches the ball out. Just simply put, if it's around him, he brings it in. Impressive, and just you see the skill set. Like, and again, him growing into a star in this league is predicated on Cam Ward as well. It's predicated on the offensive line and the offense operating in a way that allow him to be able to catch the ball down the field with. But the concepts that Brian Dable had out there yesterday in practice, he know how to scheme a joker up, okay? It's all I'm going to say. How Carnell got as wide open as he did was that's the tip of the cap to Cam for understanding the offense or where to go with the ball. But, again, I've been saying this for a while. Offensive coaches or coaches in general also hold a responsibility of your successes, too, and how you set players up. And if the version of Brian Dable was similar to what I saw yesterday, this offense should take a step. I told you on the phone in a little bit of a recap on what I saw. Like, there are options in this offense. Not just the players, but where the ball should be going. Options. And that's where, if you talk about last year, we had the conversation of getting Cam back to where he was his last year in Miami, where he could just deal and just side to side and have options where to go with the football. Dable's absolutely checking that. I can see why. I feel like I'm going for a while, and I'm not trying to hype anybody up on this. I'm not trying to hype you up on this or anybody, but I can see why now Brian Dable was crawling over the table to try to go draft Cam Ward last year.
I think it's a system fit.
I see why I see why they offered up so much last year, the Giants, because if this was Brian Dable's ability to work with Cam, you can almost put yourself in a position like taking jobs is just one of those things where you say to yourself, like, if he's presented with another head coaching opportunity, then yeah. But it also feels like a not Josh McDaniel. What's the one, the play caller with the Patriots? Not Mike McDaniel.
Josh McDaniels.
Josh McDaniels.
Yeah.
Mike McDaniel's the minority coach.
That's a singular McDaniel. This is a plural McDaniels.
Josh, this gives or feels like it could be a Josh McDaniels offensive coordinator type of role. Like he's better suited for that and might have a better career path attaching himself to one guy if he doesn't still have aspirations of being a head coach. Now, it's hard to say no to being an NFL head coach. But if you as an OC can tie yourself to a quarterback to elevate your reputation and secure a bag, it might be advantageous for him at least stick around longer than what some think could just be a year.
I mean, considering Josh McDaniels and Drake May were not only AFC champions, but runner-up for the MVP last year.
Yeah.
I'd set up for that.
Yeah, no doubt.
10 times out of 10.
I know Neptune is joking just a little bit in the chat, like, oh, he's hyping us up. Like, I'm the last person to give this amount of credit to a person.
You are.
I feel like you got to go earn it. And I
mean, you were saying Calvin Ridley was still going to be ahead of Cardell Tate like 2 weeks ago.
I did. Watching the skill set of Cardell yesterday, though, I didn't realize he can get behind the defense the way he did. Not just that, but Cam's touch downfield to be able to deliver the deep ball to him, too. That's the other part of this. Like, all of this has to work. And again, there's no chaos involved right now. It's OTAs, but in the spirit of competition with the guys who are out there, and the starters were out there mostly on defense. I know some missing starters. Jimmy put that in his observations too. But I get it. If they evaluated Cardell right, there are going to be a lot of people that got egg on their face about we should have, including myself when I look at Sonny Styles' situation. Like, I can openly admit that. That seemed to be a good addition to the offense yesterday.
Jim Wyatt said, these OTAs are voluntary, so I'm not keeping attendance. Some guys are recovering from injuries and others have personal business to take care of. In addition to quarterback Mitch Trubisky, I didn't see Calvin Ridley, Jeffrey Simmons, or Elikai Manor, and I didn't see John Franklin Myers or Cordell Flott on Thursday.
Yeah. Wasn't a whole lot missing, but Cordell better get back, is what I'm saying. Flott, that is. He better get back because the wide receiver, and I thought the offense had a good showing, which is rare. Defenses are usually way ahead of schedule. Now, here's the thing. Jeffrey Simmons also wasn't screaming up the middle. That's the other part about it. JS was not screaming up the middle to get Cam off his pivot. But with what I've been predicting the offense to look like, it is.
Good start for Cam Ward.
It's a great start I would say it's a good start for the O-line understanding, too. There were some bad plays in there as well. Most definitely. They had some messed up plays. Interceptions were thrown across practice. Cam underthrew, I think, Wandale on a deep ball and stuff like that. Like some wide receivers who names I'm still learning dropped the balls like right in the breadbasket and let it hit the ground. It'll be some folks that have egg on their face. And Jim even wrote about one of Cardell haters in his observations, too.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
okay.
He did.
Nice. Well, one of the observations I love from Jim Wyatt is new Titans analyst Ramon Foster was at practice, and so was former Titans tackle Brad Hopkins, who will be one of the sideline reporters this fall.
Yeah, shout out to Brad, man. We chopped it up. One when he saw each other, of course, with the big warm embrace. The dap was crisp. I hit him with the back love. He hit me with the back love, and we sat there and talked ball, man, for the majority of the practice. Just looking at scenarios, and it was fascinating. He's high on a few players himself. He truly still believes in, and to a good credit because he showed well yesterday, though, too, Restrepo. He has some, in space, this offense can work for him.
Interesting.
It's going to be fascinating to watch what it turns into. And of course, we were naming out our players, in which we were trying to make sure that we go ahead and get our dibs on real quick. He was like, "Hey, which undrafted guys you're going to be your guy this year?" And I'm like, "Hey, okay, we're playing this game." And I changed the rules just a little bit. I said back end of the draft players, rookies, and I said undrafteds. But I end up picking the young cat from Louisville, Rasheed Miller. The left tackle, or the tackle is what he is. So Rasheed Miller is who I got my eye on, but I also told Brian Hopkins, I said, but I'm also big on Brandon Crenshaw-Dixon too, who looks a whole lot better as well.
Sure.
But they got a multitude of tackles at different sizes and shapes there, man, that could really help this group this year.
Open for your thoughts and questions, comments, 615-737-1045, and your congratulations for Ramon Foster as well. We'll always take those. Brent Hubs joins us at 7:20, Ron Slay at 9:20. Your thoughts at the F&M Bank chat, which is open on Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch. Robert Salah has helped facilitate one big change in the Titans facility. You'll hear him talk about that, plus an update on Cam Ward's health after this. Hey, what's going on? It's Will Bowling for my friends at Brentwood Jewelry. Hey, Brentwood Jewelry understands that when you walk in their doors, you're making big purchases. I walked in their doors to make a purchase for an engagement ring with my wedding coming up. Did the same for a wedding band as well. And they're family owned and operated. They understand the process that comes with picking expensive, nice, extravagant gifts. They got all sorts of options for you as well, and the Imam Ali family will walk you through every option, help put your mind at ease a little bit with some of the big purchases you're making when you step inside the doors at Brentwood Jewelry. 7012 Church Street East, located in the heart of Brentwood, just off Franklin Road. I cannot speak highly enough about the service that they provide and the feeling of a family-owned business when you walk in the door. Exceptional style, exceptional deals every day for over 50 years. You can check them out online at BrentwoodJewelry.com and in Brentwood at 7012 Church Street East. Shop local with Brentwood Jewelry, your family-owned and operated jewelry store for over 50 years. Ramon and Will on 104.5 The Zone, kicking off your Friday morning. Live for the 104.5 The Zone Circus Sports Studio. Kentucky's largest sports book can now be found at Circus Sports at Kentucky Downs. Open for your comments and reaction to what you've read or seen or what you'd like to know about Titans OTA practice going on yesterday. 615-737-1045. Robert Salah said Cam Ward is perfectly healthy. Talked about his relationship with Brian Daboll yesterday as the new head coach of the Titans met with the media at the Vanderbilt Health Football Center.
His arm's perfectly healthy. He's slinging the ball. I mean, he's got some good velocity on it, and just like everyone else, learning the system. And but so far, so good.
That interaction between he and Brian Daboll, that's obviously going to be key. How have you seen that kind of mature in that little bit of time they've been together?
It's been great. Everything's going to be great right now. Like I've said it to our guys, and I'll say it to you guys, that the true character of everybody in this building will be revealed in adversity. And right now, things are good. Everyone feels good. Everyone's receptive. Everyone's paying attention, and there's a lot of good dialogue. And right now is a great opportunity to build that trust. And there'll be bumps in the road, and it'll be exciting to see how those interactions take place when that happens.
Robert Salah meeting with the media yesterday pre-practice. Ramon, is it fair to say that coaches build things to build confidence at OTA practices this time of year? You're not trying to break guys down in the middle to end of May.
No, absolutely right. Like, that was the perfect response. We can play that on a loop right there. Like, his tone and
we'll
how
go grab breakfast. We just play that the rest of the morning.
I'm so serious. Yes, because it's so true. As much as we're going to report right now, though, too, you got to also think, like, look at the scenario we were in. Yesterday was the first open media day too. Like, of course, like most things on the script was probably going to be set up for success, but like, to back up your point that you made there as well, like, this is a bunch of install. You don't want to be in a position right now where you're trying to feel like you can trick guys, or today is going to be J.C. Latham's day. Like, no, today's not a day for that. Or today's going to be Anthony Hill's day. No, you have no time for that right now, because there's so much, as Coach Salah was just saying and you were alluding to, that has to be laid down. You got to give guys the best opportunity to be successful, and that's why OTAs are important. That's why as many players that you can have in camp right now, you need to, because laying down this foundation sets guys up for success in the fall, but also gives your team the best ability to be most prepared. Because when, as Coach Salah was saying, when the physicality kick in, when the real judgment really takes off, like there will be a lot more, I guess, bad plays. There will be a lot of questioning of, are we good enough and stuff like that. And you want to make sure at least guys know what they're doing this time of year. So, yeah, he's right. The vibes are high. And here's the point. They should be, Will. Why are we trying to beat down guys this time of the year? The same way that minicamp was, they're just throwing everything at them. Well, you still now are in teach mode, and you got to allow these guys the best opportunity to make the 53. Like, that's still the ultimate goal. And after that, it's to build up a team, and that's the process of week to week and playing games.
Yeah, for sure. Robert Salah was asked about the differences in practice to this point so far, and he again emphasized that point, that things aren't going to be super different for players so far.
Through OTAs, I don't think you're going to see much difference. I think the significant differences in practices will show up in training camp.
Are there other things, like when you got in the building, as far as dietary stuff, that you wanted to re-examine, see kind of like what the...
100%. I thought one of the first things I think we did here is get rid of all the seed oils in the building, and which I think the players appreciate. I know we've Miss Amy has allowed us to attack the budget and get the players better variety. I think I'll put our staff, and I mean that I've been in 6 different buildings, and I'd put this staff up there with the best of them. I mean, the product they put out in the cafeteria daily is outstanding.
Ramon, it's seed oil season in the National Football League.
All of Nashville now is about to be on seed oil.
I'm not going to lie. I did Google what is a seed oil yesterday after hearing this. Yeah. I learned that I do not have seed oils in my apartment either.
Yeah.
Because olive oil does not count. That is a fruit oil, I believe.
It is.
It's a fruit oil. Yeah.
Well, are you a big seed oil guy back there, Justin?
No. Sunflower oil is one of those that you think.
Sunflower oil?
Yeah, that's one of the seed oils. Sunflower seed oil is one of the things that you think that would be healthy. But so I did some research as well. So seed oils are actually done through a chemical process. That's why they're so bad for you.
Yeah.
They're bleached, refined, and heated just so they can be used.
Bleach and oil.
Yeah.
Just pour bleach in it?
Yeah. I don't know. Seed oils are really, they're high in omega 6, I think, fatty acids. Is what I think.
You could make up any phrase you wanted to right now.
So the reason why they wanted to get rid of the seed oils is because they lead to inflammation.
I did read that.
Inflammation can lead to chronic conditions like arthritis or metabolic inflammations and stuff like that.
Using way too big a word before
So the seed oils that people are using, I guess I looked it up as well. Soybean oil, extremely common in processed foods. Corn oil, also high in omega-6.
Like canola oil.
Yeah.
Canola oil is a big
cottonseed, grapeseed,
like fried
soy,
food.
sunflower oil, and safflower oil as well. Seeds, oils, hello, seed oils.
I got the rest of it. It was the last word. It was just the last one.
Safflower oil.
Safflower?
SAFFLOWER.
Oh,
I'll take your word for it.
sure.
Avocado oil is a great alternative.
It is. I like avocado
use that.
oil.
I do have that in my place.
That is a great alternative.
Yeah.
Unless you're allergic to avocados.
I just think it's going to be hilarious moving forward because usually when sports teams speak, like everybody else of the fan base listens to it too. And I wonder now moving forward how many people are throwing out bottles of canola oil in their house and saying, I can't do this. If the Titans aren't doing it, I'm not doing it either.
It's being thrown out like Will Levis cologne that was thrown out last year.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have a bin outside the 104 Feather Zone offices. Please donate all of your seed oils and or Will Levis cologne here in a box. Just right here. We'll take it all for you.
So so let's give answers to the good oils then. You guys know what the good oils are? I did know this.
Extra virgin.
No, beef tallow is numero uno.
Beef tallow is like a big...
DeAndre Hopkins actually quote tweeted.
I was just pulling this up.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. You got it pulled up,
He said,
Will?
beef tallow only. Been preaching for years. Then he tagged a brand that has like 200 followers and said Vaca chips.
Vaca chip.
I don't know. Is one of the best products, along with others, leading the way, inflammation reducer.
No doubt. And that's the
biggest
biggest
thing. We should go eat
thing.
at Steak and Shake because they have beef tallow fries.
They do, and they
But they're not
advertise
healthy,
that big
though.
time.
I thought that was like beef fat. I thought that was bad for
It
you.
is.
Oh, okay, cool.
No, it's I mean, here's...
Go ahead and learn me real quick.
No, it is. It's beef fat, but it's a better, cleaner oil, from my understanding, in which in which everybody's using more so these days. Like, some will tell you, like, back in the day, as far as like the way older people used to cook with lard. Lard just got a bad, I think it's got a bad saturated fat.
Well, yeah, because they called it lard.
That's very
Beef
true.
tallow sounds so much more sophisticated.
Anything that has lard just cannot be good for
Now, but it's cooking with animal fat, which is better than cooking with seed oil. That's the gist of it.
Beef
correct?
tallow is pured beef fat.
Yeah,
So
but
it
lard
removes-
is pure pig fat, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh.
Yeah, like ketchup, the blue Crisco.
I don't want ketchup.
Ketchup.
I'm good with the ketchup.
The blue
Great way to make
Crisco
bacon.
that my grandmama used to have in her house. Like, yeah, that was the lard, and people bake with it. Actually, cooking lard with like homemade biscuits is what people do. You like, why does this taste so good? Because it's probably got lard in it. But another one is extra virgin olive oil. We use a lot of that in my house.
Same.
Avocado oil, have that at the crib too. Avocado oil is also great for pan frying too. It has a high burn.
smoke point.
Yes, there you go.
And the algae oil is great for that too, because that also has a very high smoke
About
point.
to go to butter or
We know
ghee
ball.
too, which is
We
I
do
think
know
ghee is the clarified butter.
Okay.
I think that you cook with, and it said animal fats such as tallow are good for certain cooking applications as well.
Okay. I've heard that steaks and beef tallow are fantastic.
I mean, it's using its own fat.
True. That's why when you sear a New York strip, you start with the fat cap.
Yeah. Yes.
So you render the fat down. That way, it gives you a little bit of extra stuff to cook both sides of it.
There we go. Next thing you know,
anyway.
gonna be more people buying half a cows like I did this past year.
I mean, clearly.
You see what I'm saying? So
Clearly.
there we go. Grass fed is another conversation. I'm sure.
How
that's
much of
gonna
that
go
cow
into.
do you still have left?
A good bit. I'm actually. I took a brisket out for this upcoming Memorial Day. Wow. Too bad you're going out of town, man.
I know. I'd be up there.
But yeah.
Got another wedding to go to.
It's going to rain.
You're in that phase right now.
We actually only had 2 to go to this year, and one of them is ours. So
this is true.
Yeah, we just said this is the only one we have in our wedding season this year.
That's what's up, then. You lucked out because when I was like 27, 28, man, I felt like it was 5 a year for like 3 years in a row.
We had a weekend we couldn't do recently, and in that weekend there were 2 that we were invited to. So 2 birds, 1 stone.
Okay.
2 weddings, 1 stone.
2 weddings, 1 stone. Let's go to 2 steaks, 1 beef tallow. With that being said, again, but the conversation that they're having about the overall health of the team, as we heard before, Robert Salah is a guy that works out adamantly and take care of himself as well. So again, this is one of those leadership points right there in which you're trying to make sure you have the best version of your team possible when it comes down to inflammation and just overall health, what they're putting in their body. Did you see also the league struck a deal with a separate Uncrustables
I did
company?
See that. Yeah.
But everybody's trending in that way about putting the best things they can in their athlete's body, and just is way different now than it ever has been about protecting your assets when it comes to them being in your vicinity, like being in the facility. All of that stuff matters now.
Peter Schrager tweeted yesterday, didn't expect to engage in a big seed oil deep dive today, but here we are. Titans have eliminated all seed oil from their facilities.
It's going to be fascinating,
Fantastic.
man.
Fantastic. Yeah, it just, sure. Like, I don't have a strong opinion about seed oils either way, and I'm not going to pretend to because I just learned what seed oils were yesterday. So I really am not moved by this.
I'm just kind of
but good for them.
More interested to see what their diet was last year and the years prior, if they're having to remove so much of these things, like are they having more fried foods and they're frying foods with canola oil or sunflower seed oil because they think it sounds good, but it's really not. I don't know. Maybe that's where all the injuries are coming from. I don't know. Who's to say?
Who's to say? It's going to be funny because I coach kids, and there's going to be some football player somewhere that's asking me about, Coach, what kind of oil do you cook in? And I'm going to laugh because this is a full like meal prep type of living that you got to do, and got to go source out beef tallow as well and find it. I know some people that render it down whenever they trim stuff, but
just go to Steak and Shake.
Go to Steak. Is that actually healthy?
Free shout out. You're giving a lot of free shout outs this morning, Justin.
Is it like
they got to pay for those shout outs?
Is it actually healthy for you, like the beef tallow fries?
No.
This is a almost fast food restaurant.
Fast food place open 24 hours?
There's no way.
Like, that's my point.
That is not what we're talking about.
You to believe that it's healthy.
So it feels to me, this is the last thing we're saying about this, because we have spent way too much time talking about beef. I now have beef with beef tallow as long as we've talked about this. It feels like beef tallow is having a moment the way hot honey was having a moment recently.
I still love hot honey, though.
I do, too. It's not gone out of style. It's just, when did hot honey become a big thing in our cooking world?
When Mike's made his bottle. Like, that's it.
Yeah, probably 2 years ago?
When the restaurant started to get it. You think so?
I would say, like, right after COVID, I will give a free shout out because it's a local place. Dicey's. In Wedgwood, Houston, is the best pizza in Nashville, in my opinion. And they have a hot honey pepperoni pizza with fresh Parmesan and like oregano they sprinkle on top of it, too.
Fantastic.
It is the best pizza in Nashville, in my opinion. Shout out to Dicey's. I will always shout out Dicey's. I love them. Please sponsor me. And I don't know. That's what I remember seeing it really like for the first time, and then now it's everywhere. So anyway.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think Cam Ward's been eating a whole lot of pizza.
No,
I don't think Cam Ward's been having a lot of seed oils because Cam Ward yesterday said he has dropped a little bit of weight.
I am trying to get a little bit leaner, then just trying to stay, durable for a long season.
What are you doing different?
So what?
What are you doing different?
I just continue to watch my diet more, continue to have more cardio, and continue to just work on my body, just here and then when I'm away from the building.
What are some of the particular dietary changes that you made, like cut out fried foods, snacks, and what is seed oils?
It's really just watching the calorie limit, then watching the amount of protein and carbs that I need to put in, then what's best for my body, how I feel, eating different things when I come to practice.
Cam Ward yesterday, even he was asked about seed oil.
I love it, man. Everybody's in on it. Can you imagine going somewhere trying to get some wings and asking, hey, what kind of oil y'all cooking in the back? That's what's about to happen. Hey, man. But good for Cam, man. The jump from year 1 to year 2, if he feels like this is going to make him better. We saw a quarterback, the GOAT, transform himself after his rookie year. You look at old Tom Brady with the puffy face and stuff like that, and then by the end, Tom had a chiseled jawline with a hole in the middle of his chin like he was a model all his life. My point of it is what you do in your early years won't pique the interest of coaches and your peers later. This, to me, Cam's slight transformation he had of losing 10 pounds is just a commitment to the craft is what that is for me.
Could you tell a big difference watching him yesterday?
I didn't see him close up. To say that I saw that he was ultimately slender, like for a smaller guy losing 10 pounds, I don't necessarily notice it as much like that. But others that got close to him, because I didn't, said that they could see it in his face and in his neck and stuff like that. If he feels like being lighter is going to help him being more mobile, if he has to, or just durable, because losing weight doesn't mean you lose strength. I think Jeffrey Simmons showed that last year as well. It's probably more flexibility, a little bit more confidence in himself because he did shed those 10 pounds. That's what weight loss does, I would say, for myself. When I know I've dropped, I'm like, yeah, okay, I feel better about it. And if that's what it takes to make you a better quarterback, do those things, man.
Vicky on Twitter tweets us, at Ramon Will, says, at Ramon Will never convince me that lard is bad for you. Great-grandmother kept a bucket in the kitchen. Some of the best cooking I've ever had, and she made it to 100. Congratulations to your grandmother.
It's more natural. I mean, to fry some chicken in a cast iron pan with a bucket of Crisco lard was a normal thing until seed oils came in and took over. It's the same way. I'll add it this way. It's the same way people look at sugar versus corn syrup, right? Like, corn syrup is widely known as being better, and people give sugar a bad reputation. And it's sweet. It's sugar. It does create fat. But the types of sugar that you get and how much you use is usually the differences in how you feel. The high fructose corn syrup is a detriment to people and how it makes them big and how much you consume quickly without realizing it too. So it could be a lot of different conversations about what you choose to ingest, but a lot of it does come down to people, regular common people, what can you afford? And that's usually the biggest stickler. We're talking about guys that got dietitians and budgets that are allow them to go explore these types of
private chefs that come to the house and cook and leave.
Yeah, so I'm with whoever that was that commented on, like, yeah, so my grandmama cooked back with Crisco. Like,
you turned out great.
All I knew was Crisco or like lard. So, yeah.
615-737-1045.
We're having a wild conversation about oils and fats and seeds this morning.
Yeah, I think something is going to be delivered breakfast-wise to this establishment today because I'm really hungry now.
Same.
Really hungry.
Maybe
it's Friday anyway. We did it a lot Friday. Pizza at 6:40 in the morning?
You got me going now. That sounded amazing.
You would be a cold pizza guy in the fridge
I've been up
for
since
breakfast.
4, so it's already dinner time anyways.
This is very true.
Yeah. Another interesting Are you a cold pizza guy?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure, or yeah, you are.
Have you had cold pizza before?
Yeah, I love it.
Thin crust cold pizza is the best.
Cold pizza for breakfast, disgusting. Makes my stomach
I'll eat a slice of cold pizza before I go to bed sometimes.
Well, that's different. That's before you go to bed. Fourth meal pizza is great.
Fourth meal pizza?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
You've never heard of fourth meal?
Never heard of fourth meal.
Oh. That was a Taco Bell marketing scheme, probably while you were in college, actually.
Was.
Now you could ask about that?
Yep.
Arian Foster. 615-737-1045 is our number. If you know that story from back in the day. Coming up, a team of the NFC did something shocking yesterday. We'll tell you about it coming up next. What's up? It's Will Bowling. You've heard me talk about how Lead Company makes life better for homeowners. But did you know they also do the same for their team? If you're looking for a rewarding career, Lead Company is hiring skilled tradespeople in HVAC, plumbing, electrical, sheet metal, and more. With 80-plus years of the business, Lead Company invests in its award-winning team with training, benefits, and real career growth. You can apply today at leadcompany.com/careers. That's leadcompany.com/careers. Lead Company has generations of experience in Middle Tennessee. Over 80 years serving the Middle Tennessee area. They've been trusted since 1944. They are a multi-award winning great place to work. And they've got 15 community locations, over 1,800 team members at Lee Company. You can join that team by applying today online at leecompany.com/careers. That's Lee Company, all you need. So I love it in football when people are rewarded who probably should have been fired. I don't know if I love it. It's just an interesting thing to me that happens sometimes. And it happened yesterday in the NFL. As Ramon Will continues here in our number one, 615-737-1045. The New York Giants are set to sign general manager Joe Schoen to a multi-year contract extension. Wow. Pairing him with John Harbaugh for years to come. The 47-year-old joined the Giants in 2022 along with Titans offensive coordinator and then head coach Brian Daboll. And his contract was set to expire after this upcoming season. So Daboll was fired in October. The Giants had trusted Schoen with driving the coaching search that resulted in John Harbaugh. A lot of the reporting around Harbaugh, Ramon, has been that he will have more say in personnel. All these things. And Giants ownership has liked how Schoen has worked collaboratively, according to this report at ESPN.com with Harbaugh. John Mara said last year that he thought the organization's decision-making process was the best he has seen during his time with the team. They went 9-7-1 and won a playoff game in year one. They've gone 13-38 over the last 3 seasons. Here's my question, Ramon. Who are you negotiating against by extending Joe Schoen? Who could come and pluck him away on May 21st that you feel like you've got to commit this new money to? This isn't college. You're not recruiting players. You're not recruiting to, and our GM's sticking around. This is the NFL. This makes no sense to me. Absolutely no sense to me.
I guess more than anything, it's just trying to show unity. Right? Like that's it. New coaching staff, usually in a situation where you bring in a head coach, you want to line him up with the GM as well. And Joe Schoen is that right now for John Harbaugh. It is a questionable move, but if they're going for stability and they feel like more than anything, John Harbaugh can give them that, why switch out the GM when they've gone through their first draft together? And it seems to me that they feel like they've hit a home run with the players that they've brought in. I'd be remiss. Like, we got to also give credit to Jackson Dart, Cam Scatterbo been a part of that, Abdul Carter been a part. Like, they got young, emerging talent, and maybe that's what they're resting their head on more than anything with them, too. And, like, John Harbaugh's got a good staff. He's got a big old staff. And the way they're setting themselves up in that New York market, the first team I think of either them or the Jets to find some stability is going to be the one to get a leg up on that New York space of who wants to go to whose games. Like, I was thinking about that last night in terms of NBA just slightly. Hear me out just a second.
Okay.
I'm thinking to myself, why would anybody want to go be a Brooklyn fan, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's
Brooklyn Nets meaning in the NBA?
Yes, because the Knicks are so popular. They're so hot. Watching that crowd and how they play at the Garden.
Who would be a Mets fan?
Exactly. And that's my point. Like, New York right now, the Giants seems to be trying to line themselves up with a bit of professionalism and keeping Joe Schoen, whether he's elite or not. You feel like Harbaugh, in my opinion, is going to make him more right than wrong if he listens to Harbaugh. And again, Harbaugh got a lot of flex when he came into that building, too, with his control. And that's the way it was with Baltimore.
Well, and I think, too, just in general, the Giants are a well-run organization.
Yeah.
I mean, they're a multi-Super Bowl winning organization over the last 20 years. I mean, it's a good team.
Right.
Yeah, to me, I mean, they're very different brand-wise from the Jets. And plus, too, the more I've learned as I'm about to marry into a New Jersey family coming up in 3 weeks from this weekend, which is insane. Jets are more Jersey anyway. Giants are more New York people.
Okay.
It's kind of the division of that fan base. A lot of it is geographic, and some of it is just who your parents took you to watch when you were a kid.
Yeah, for sure. And again, you're born into being fans sometime, but the marketing of who comes to your games, it definitely matters. I mean, who is, what's his name, Chalamet? Like, he's become an item.
Who is Chalamet? What do you mean?
Oh, my God.
What? Who is Timothy Chalamet?
Who is Chalamet?
Timothy Chalamet.
Only like
I know he's hot. I know he's fire hot right now.
He's dating I always have to ask Peyton who the Jenner is he's dating. It's Kylie.
Yeah.
He's dating Kylie Jenner.
Steele?
Marty Supreme.
Yes.
Steele?
Marty Supreme. He's Lisan Al-Gaib in Dune,
Who's Marty
which I've
Supreme?
not seen, actually.
Marty Supreme is a really
We just did this whole thing on Marty Supreme. The movie just came out. Marty Supreme Christmas Day. Marty Supreme Christmas Day. Remember he went on the whole media blitz?
He did.
About the ping pong movie?
Sure did.
He's Willy Wonka.
Sure did.
He played youth soccer with Nashville SC midfielder Alex Muil. Called him a foot Mozart on Theo Vaughn's podcast. Yeah. He did. I'm a big the streets love Timothée Chalamet.
Yeah.
Not that maybe I represent the streets, but the people. How about that? The people love Timothée Chalamet.
And that's my point on the Giants conversation.
He's fantastic. He's a great SNL celebrity host too.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So whose game in New York, New Jersey is he going to? Jets or Giants?
Well, I do think that's a little bit different though, isn't it, for NBA? Because fans are more easily found and put on screen.
They pan to the suites from time to time.
But
or it's a pregame.
It's a little bit different, though, in the NFL when you have a bigger stadium and you don't have a row of celebrities.
Let's go lower then. The local press is going to be all over Timothée Chalamet if he's on the Giants sideline. Like, he'll get that. He'll get that.
Sure.
He'll get that.
I just think the culture around that's a little bit different. Sitting courtside, being like feeling like you were a part of the bench.
Yeah.
Is a different kind of attraction for celebrities at NBA games. You go there to be seen.
Sure.
For him and for Ben Stiller, you go there to cheer for the team
Ben
also.
Stiller.
But I do too.
I don't. Chris Rock too is a faithful there. I love watching him at the Knicks games. But
Jason Sudeikis was there in an Arsenal hat yesterday. Premier League champions. Tottenham could never. Commenter on YouTube says he also chooses that over the Met Gala. That is true. 2 years in a row, there's been a Knicks playoff game the same night as the Met Gala, and Timothée Chalamet went to the playoff game.
That's going to be there more consistently. I mean, that's nothing but a big costume cosplay anyway, right?
Correct.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
The Met Gala is the one thing in life that I just don't get the hype over.
To your original point of this conversation,
full circle.
Bring it back. I respect the Giants for keeping the band together on this one.
I don't, because I don't know who you're negotiating against. I mean, you're keeping the band together because you are having Joe Shane be in charge this season. That I have I still have some problems with, but that's one thing. But keeping the band together long term for a guy that's 13-38 and got a D+ in his NFLPA report cards.
Good.
Isn't exactly a great sign.
Good.
But anyway, now he's got an extension. Lard is a semi-solid white cooking fat obtained by rendering, melting down and filtering the fatty tissue of a pig. It is pure fat with no trans fats. It is prized in baking and cooking for creating exceptionally flaky pastries and crispy fried foods.
I'm going to do beef tallow for you.
The more
I
you
got
know.
it pulled up. Beef tallow is rendered beef fat.
Okay.
More saturated fat than lard is. Very stable at high heat, rich, beefy flavor, excellent for frying potatoes, searing steak, and roasting vegetables.
The more you know.
Take that.
615-737-1045. How does Robert Salah plan to get competition at Titans practice before the pads come on? We'll talk about that coming up next.
It's Ramon Foster for Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Man, nobody likes dealing with any of those issues whatsoever, man. HVAC or your electrical. But here's the thing, it doesn't have to be a problem. You can get Hiller over to just put something up for you. You want some low voltage lights around the house? Hiller can do that for you as well. If you want to have your HVAC systems serviced before it gets too hot outside, they'll do that too. But what I do know is this. When you reach out to Hiller, the experts are going to solve your problems very quickly. And the price you chose is the price that you would actually pay. They have no hidden fees or surprises on your bill when you get it. Hiller's been in business for over 35 years and are family owned and operated. Their techs are always professional, experienced, and trustworthy. Their motto has been, and they truly believe in it, happy you'll be, the service is free. If Hiller does work on your house and you don't like what they've done, they'll simply try to fix it as best as you want them to, or simply say, here's your money back. To learn more about them or book with them like I do, simply head over to happyhiller.com.
7 o'clock. Good morning, live from the Circus Sports at the Mid-Kentucky Down studio. I'm Justin Hawkins. L.A. Rams and veteran quarterback Matthew Stafford agreed to a one-year, $55 million extension worth up to $60 million yesterday. The 38-year-old reigning league MVP is entering his 18th NFL season, currently has 2 years at $105 million remaining on his deal with the Rams. Also, the Giants and general manager Joe Shane agreed to a multi-year extension yesterday that keeps him in New York with new head coach John Harbaugh for years to come. NBA Eastern Conference Finals on Thursday. The Knicks take Game 2 and the 2-0 lead over the Cavaliers with a 109-93 win last night. Josh Hart scored a playoff career-high 26 points, and Jalen Brunson scored 19 points and added 14 assists as well in the double-double, as the Knicks are now 2 wins away from their first finals appearance since back in 1999. NHL Eastern Conference Finals, the Canadiens upset the Hurricanes in Game 1 in dominating fashion, winning 6-2. It's the first loss of the postseason for Carolina. They'll look to bounce back in Game 2 tomorrow night. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you got to go to USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Friday morning on Ramon and Will rolls on 104.5 The Zone and 104.5 The Zone TV. Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch, 615-737-1045. How you can jump in. Titans OTA practice yesterday. We've got takeaways for you this morning. Ramon Foster was there. I'll be there for the rest of the OTA practices. I was in Knoxville for the Tennessee State track meet. We will go to Knoxville here in 20 minutes, be joined by Brent Hubs of AllQuest for his weekly visit. Ron Slay is still to come at 9:20. And your thoughts at the F and a Big Chat, Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch. Robert Salah has a lot of competition to iron out, Ramon, at Titans OTAs, at training camp, and all these things. Was asked about how you grade competition before the pads come on. This was a big topic of discussion yesterday over at the Vanderbilt Health Football Center.
You know, just how natural football is for a lot of these kids. You know, like I said, there's a difference between the classroom and then the post-snap cognitive aspect with regards to being able to play football. And you can see it in the way guys move and the way they respond to different post-snap activity. Like when the pitcher changes, how does a player respond? And so you can gain a lot of information with regards to OTAs. Now, no one's ever made a team in OTAs because that cognitive part, as freely as it moves in OTAs, changes when pads come on and the speed and it gets a little bit faster and it gets a little bit more violent. You'll find a lot of players who shine in OTAs not usually, but a lot of players will disappear once pads come on versus guys who didn't show well in OTAs kind of up here once pads come on. So it gives you kind of an idea, but you never want to pass a stamped judgment until pads come on.
Robert Salah also asked about Jackson Slater, the second-year offensive lineman from Sacramento State, where he is competing at the moment.
We're allowing him to work into that competition with regards to that right guard spot, and but he's also got the flexibility, and we're kind of helping him along with regards to center too. But we're going to give him every opportunity to win that right guard spot.
All right, Robert Salah yesterday. You don't want to be the all Vanderbilt Health Football Center team.
No, you don't. No, you don't. We hate those types of guys. Like, I love you as a teammate for your effort and stuff like that, but you won't make the team in OTAs. I'm sorry to tell you this. I like Coach Salah's perspective on how he's looking at guys and judging his team. And I do wonder how much has he changed from his first lap around as a head coach with the Jets. Like, was he super excited because, hey, this is my first time and these are my players and they all look so good right now. And he had to temper his expectation because it didn't go well for him. It did not. And now this second time around, he's been very logical about how he's viewing his team and guys and how he judged what they're doing on the field, though, too, because he's right. Some of these players, man, they know how to practice without pads, and they're quick. They know how to get the first step. They know when to time up the snap count. Some guys go extra this time of the year, like hitting guys when they shouldn't be hitting them, or bull rushing them when you know you shouldn't be running down the middle of a guy's chest. Like coaches would tell guys, defensive coaches would tell the edge players, like, hey, why are you trying to bull rush him? Work on something. Actually show me a move, because that's what's going to need to be done when it comes down to the fall. Like, I know you can bull rush him. He has no pads on. Or for a running back that, breaks out and runs, or a wide receiver that runs 60 yards down the field. Well, sir, you were tackled like 5 yards ago, and that's not a real play for you. But as he said, the cognitive side of things, of how you process the information that's given to you, that's first thing first, I think, this time of the year. Can you do the simple things, like if the ball is thrown your way, can you catch it? If it's a wide open space, can you, make something happen? At least show me some athleticism. But football is played, and you make your money with pads on.
How hard will it be for the Titans to have a competition at right guard as open as this one is, and find the right guy with non-full contact practices being the norm from now until the beginning of August?
It's still, honestly, a wait and see. But what I can notice is this: how good is his footwork? Does he find himself in bad situations? Like, there is some level of physicality against the O-line and D-line. If a guy is just straight up getting beat at the line of scrimmage, that's not a good thing. I saw 1 or 2 plays yesterday where a defensive lineman swiped the outside hand of a lineman and beat him around the edge. Like, yeah, where are your feet at? Where are your hands at? Where were your eyes? Like, these are the questions that are going to be asked to those guys right now. And you don't have to have answers, because, again, some guys are better practice players with pads on because they can incorporate the physicality. I can't grab and choke you out right now the way I want to.
Sure.
So I'll just make sure I'm not having any MEs. And if I did mess up on said play, let's make sure either tomorrow or later in the drill, I clean it up. Like,
what's
I can
an ME?
See, ME, mental error.
Okay.
I can see, if everybody else is going left and I'm going right, or, hey, I didn't pick up the linebacker in the A-gap, you call those mental errors right there.
Yeah, I just think the challenge for them at right guard is undoing a lot of the other good stuff they've done to protect their quarterback. Because if one member of the offensive line is a total turnstile, you could put prime Trent Williams at left tackle, and you're still going to have pressure on your quarterback. That has unfortunately been the case for Titans offensive lines of recent memory. When you think about the bad start to the season for Nicholas Petit-Frere, and the Andre Dillard year, and the Dennis Daly year, and just the different people that have gone in on the offensive line. You are only as good as your worst offensive lineman. Right now, I don't know how good the Titans are at right guard, and I don't think we're going to know for quite some time. Now, games aren't played till September. They have time to even still go make a move and go at somebody if they feel like they need to, but obviously the choices to you at this point are going to be significantly different than they were at the beginning of free agency. I just think it is the problem spot. It is the interesting thing for this team. J.C. Latham could be a lot better at right tackle. You can feel like you are better at center if Austin Schlottman steps into that role the way you think he can. Peter Skronsky is a potential all-pro left guard. Dan Moore was fine, was serviceable at left tackles. Make a lot of money, but that's what the market tells you left tackles are worth. None of that matters if you have a right guard that's getting beat quickly, time and time again. And I hope that's not the case, but hopefully. It's just a big old question mark, and it is the major question that's looming over this offense right now.
It is. It's most definitely it's going to be a point of emphasis if they end up doing joint practices, like who competes against the opposing team. Like that is the biggest test that you can have in this preseason.
We go to the phones. Our first call of the morning goes to Alvin in Nashville, 615-737-1045. What's up, Alvin?
Morning, Alvin.
Good morning. Good morning. How y'all doing?
We're great. Good, man. Good morning.
Good morning. Hey, I just wanted to speak on 2 things. The first thing I want to speak on, I agree with y'all. That was one of my calls. I was calling to say I'm really concerned about the offensive line. I was an offensive lineman, of course, in high school. I mean, I ain't, the NFL and like that.
But you know it. But you know it is what you're telling us. Yeah.
Exactly. The continuity is something serious. Like that center the guard triangle. It's something serious. You have to have an understanding of who coming with the blitz and all that stuff. Like it's serious. I'm very, very, very concerned about that. Another thing I'm concerned about is at tight end. I understand Gunnar Ham. He displayed, show where he can, where he might be, but we into days where not for long. That's what the NFL stands for,
Absolutely.
not for long. And the last thing I want to speak on, this goes to the Titans fans and Ramon Foster. Ramon, I'm proud of you, bruh. Good thing. You're doing your thing, stepping up. Now, I've been a Titans fan since '99, and I'm speaking from the heart. I don't know you, Ramon Foster. I'm speaking from the heart. That's a promotion, and anybody that's a Titans fan will want a promotion. I'm tired of hearing all this dissing on Facebook about, it's supposed to be an alumni. It's supposed to be up in that radio booth. It don't matter. Y'all want to speak on something? Let's speak on why when other fans come, they filled up that Titan Stadium. Let's speak on that. Y'all speaking on everything else. Man, that's a promotion. I'm proud of you, bro. Keep doing your thing. I'm going to drop the mic. Y'all have a good one.
Thank you, Alvin. Appreciate the call.
Alvin, much appreciated,
Speaking
man.
true.
That hit me in the heart right there, man. I appreciate that. I chose to, and I had a conversation with my wife, and Will, I even told you when we talked last night, like I'm leaving that behind. Like it won't hear a rebuttal from me with the agitators that choose to push that narrative. But Alvin's right, man. For me, it's a situation in which I'm gonna do this job and I'm gonna try to kill it as best I possibly can. So we here, ink's dry. That's what the ink's dry. So here we go.
Sure
man.
is.
Alvin, man, I much appreciate that though, because you didn't have to do that, and I damn sure didn't think you were going to do that this morning. But I'll also add to his point on Gunnar Helm. Alvin, it's no pad zone. Gunnar was bringing it in yesterday too. I will say he looks leaner to me. I'm not sure if he actually is, but he looks leaner. He looks quicker. He was able to break out of his routes and stuff like that too. The offense for OTA, as early as it is, they looked a step ahead. And again, I will reiterate, Jeffrey Simmons was not there yesterday.
Nor was John Franklin Myers.
Neither
or
was
Cordell Flott.
So when Big Dog show back up, the offense might have a hell of a day on their hands, is what I'm saying, man. Big Dog them was not at home yesterday, and the offense cooked.
Lem is in Hendersonville. What's up, Lem?
Morning, Lem.
What's going on, fellas? Good morning.
Morning.
I see both of y'all I just got a promotion. White tees on.
You're right.
That was you in the chat.
That was me. I've never seen a black man not wear a white tee after a big day. So I'm thinking,
baby showers, promotions, cookouts,
weddings,
white.
You know exactly what's going on, man. And
That's
I know you got the forces going underneath.
That's hilarious, Lem.
I just want to talk about how you think the addition of a true blocking tight end and Daniel Bellinger can affect and help the offensive line potential struggles. I'll just call them potential in the future. I don't know if you've worked with a really good blocking tight end before and how much that's helped the offensive line. I know we don't want to hear that from a fan base, but it may be the reality that Daniel Bellinger will be called upon a lot to step into that role. So I'll hang up and listen.
Thank you, Lem. Appreciate the call.
It's a great question. Here's the thing. Daniel Bellinger was paid about, close to $8 million per year? Like, he's going to have a significant role on this team. I think it's like 3 for 24, or if I'm not mistaken.
3 for 24 is correct.
24. He's going to play a significant role. I think between him and Gunnar Helm, blocking is going to be at the forefront of some stuff that they do, because you got weapons on the outside now, though, too. With as far as I can go, with how I looked at the Giants' offense, if you listen to how I'm correlating this, it's exactly as such. They were able to, in my opinion, set Cam up in the pocket with usage of tight ends, is what I would say.
Well, and we know from just the moves they've made and from the trend of what's happening in the league right now, and I wasn't there yesterday, and I think I could say pretty confidently that you will see more 2 tight end sets for the Titans moving forward, and you want a little bit more versatility in what each of those guys can do. And neither Gunnar Helm nor Daniel Bellinger are just pure receivers. They are guys who have sure hands, who can catch, who can also provide you help in the blocking part of it. I think to Lem's question, though, about how much a blocking tight end can help with pass protection, to me, Ramon, that feels like more of an aid to the tackles.
It is.
how much as a guard were you helped by a tight end in pass protection?
Not necessarily. It just gave more of an assistance to securing the edge. Like, that's where the tight end help comes from. It is securing the edge so the quarterback doesn't have to be flushed out or won't get flushed out. Usually, if you're in a situation where you're utilizing tight ends, there's usually a slide attached to it as well, meaning the left guard, center, right guard, and right tackle might slide right, and the tackle and tight end to the left might be on the backside, securing up the protection, or having the tight end read, seeing if the linebacker's triggering upfield. If the linebacker shoots or sits, then the tight end can release off in the coverage. Securing the defensive end or edge player so that the tackle can have a better secure edge when it comes down to protection. That's where tight ends come into play. It also comes into play when you are a power scheme, inside zone scheme, and the tight ends are involved in the run game. That's where the RPO side of it comes into play for tight ends staying in and catching. And it also can be a situation where Bellinger might not be your down the field guy. He might be your peel off to the flats type of tight end or leak out late when it comes to how you use him. But I will say this. I thought Cam and how they schemed him up yesterday in the pocket, how he utilized his legs, eyes, and throwing down the field was very secure with how they kind of put him in a cocoon when it comes down to how the offense is going to be run.
Tennessee football about to hit the practice field again next week. Joining us next, VolQuest's Brent Hubs for his weekly visit after this.
It's Ramon Foster, and I'm with Aaron from United Structure Systems. Man, they came by today to check out my house. If there's anything, any issues, small or big, you're going to fill us in there.
We can take care of it no matter what kind of problems. So first off, we'll just kind of take a look through your house and see what kind of issues you got going. You know, cracks in the brick, cracks in the drywall, weird spots in the floor, doors sticking, windows not opening properly. Once we identify those areas, we're going to do a thorough inspection around the outside, make sure there's no issues going on with that. And then once we look over it, we'll talk about what's going on, and hopefully we ain't got no issues, and then we'll go from there.
Let's go. Let's go.
Ms. Foster, so we have looked at the issues that you brought up. We had the drywall in the attic up here above your bonus or your garage. You had some doors sticking.
I did.
Going in your bathroom. So we've inspected all that. We don't see any major structural concerns. So you're going to be one of our lucky good news customers today. There is some minor deflection there. That's not an uncommon thing. As any house is built, it's its biggest and its strongest the day that it's born. Gotcha. Right? And from that point, it just gets older, just like us. We ain't hopping up out of bed, taking off down the hallway, running down stairs. And
not protecting quarterbacks anymore.
No.
Opening up late. We're done.
Your guard ain't there no more.
Okay, so, I got you.
So it just happens. It gets a little older and it starts to deflect. Now, there are some things we can do to kind of help adjust those doors, mainly adjusting in the door, which we don't necessarily do, and maybe doing some light shimming in the crawl space down there to address those sticking doors. But for now, no major issues there. We did talk about the grading in the back and some issues that we can take care of back there for you. But that's pretty much up in a nutshell. No big issues and you're good to go. So.
Awesome. So again, what you deal with United Structural Systems is it's upfront, it's honest, and now I can sleep peacefully at night, okay?
The guaranteed offer is the simplest, least stressful way to sell your home. You go to our website, you fill out a quick form, we set an appointment, we bring you an all-cash offer. Literally, there's no lockbox on the front of your house, there's no showings, we pay all cash, we close in as little as 21 days, stress-free. We've helped thousands of homeowners just like you sell your home the hassle-free way with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate.
This is a different court, Blair. Same result, Slay. Oh, okay, Blair. See, that's Tyler Tanner. See, Tyler Tanner's in the house now.
Let's see what you got. Jerry's out, Blair.
Blair, come on. Okay, Blair, just come sit down. Come on, Blair, stop. You're going to get hurt. Blair, get off the court. That's enough.
What's the verdict, Blair?
The courtroom is where I play ball.
Boy, Durham, injury law, and that ain't got no roof.
Ramon Will on 104.5 The Zone. Ramon Foster and Will Bowling. Justin Hawkins, our producer. Efforting Brent Hubs. We hope to get here in just a moment. Tennessee football practices ramping back up in a week, Ramon Foster.
Yay.
How important will the time away have been for the quarterbacks, Faison Brandon and George McIntyre, as they get back in the weight room, as maybe they get back on a scale?
Yeah.
in George's case, as well, as he looks to continue to add the weight and the bulk and the muscle and all of these things. What will that competition look like as next week begins and guys get back on the field?
Man, one is this reset, first and foremost, to start that off with, like, just to get away from the spirit of competition is good sometimes. Like, I'm sure he was somewhere celebrating being chill this entire time, George and also Faison, just having some fun. If they went somewhere with their teammates, cool. If they went somewhere with friends, fine. But it's necessary. You got to get away from the game. Like, anybody that's 24/7 in their craft, like, one, they're probably lying, but the other part, you need a break. And I think when you look at these two guys right here, it's almost like win or go home for either him or Faison. Not Faison necessarily, but George got to be of the mindset to where it's me versus everybody at this point. And I'm going to be the best teammate I possibly can. But as far as locking into the competition, everything that he and Faison do right now is a competition. Like you said, getting back on that scale, the anxiety of it for a small guy like himself is crucial. Like, to know that, hey, I went away. If he did, I went away, and now I'm in a position to where I'm at where I left off at. The conditioning part of it, that'll handle itself. George's issue to me isn't necessarily conditioning, probably. It's the number. It's the weight of the scale in which he's got to be locked into, just to bury the conversation. Because I'll be honest with you, for bigs that deal with the scale issue and for small guys, it's just one of those lingering things that don't matter really to your play. Coaches can just use this as an excuse, or if you do get hurt or have a situation pop up to where you feel like, hey, if he had 10 more pounds of weight, then he'd be better. This is, I think, for George specifically, probably the biggest era in his life that he's had so far. Is either play at the university that you committed to, or potentially look to be transferred out after this year, because if Faison gets it, there's no entryway in which that Faison is going to give it up unless it's an injury that comes up.
Mm-hmm.
And he can't hit the portal until December or January of next year. So he's locked in as a backup, essentially. That's going to get cleanup time if Faison's the starter.
In Heupel's 5 seasons at Tennessee, only Hendon Hooker has started more than one season. And I thought Brent Hubs had a good column about this at volquest.com this week, talking about how you kind of have to trust Josh Heupel's track record when it comes to developing quarterbacks. He says that new quarterbacks are in Josh Heupel's wheelhouse. Tennessee's schedule is hard in 2026. A road trip to Georgia Tech in week 2 looms large. However, when you have unknowns at quarterback, the questions seem bigger. The reality is this season was always slated to be the year for a new quarterback. The thought when Nico Iamaleava signed was that he would be in the 2026 NFL draft. Didn't work out that way, but the projection for 2026 has always been to break in a new quarterback. Yeah. Brent Hubs writes, it's a daunting task in the eyes of many, but not for Josh Heupel, whose history says he's successful with new and young signal callers. And that's why the head coach is clearly comfortable betting on himself offensively in 2026. I mean, you go through the track record of Josh Heupel's quarterbacks. Just as a rule, in my opinion, Josh Heupel has done enough development of quarterbacks in a short amount of time to where we've got to at least be at a cautiously optimistic level entering every season. This system,
I agree with you there.
His coaching, the offensive line that comes back, the wide receivers that are there. Ramon, if Tennessee didn't very publicly pursue Sam Leavitt, I think we'd be talking about quarterback so differently right now.
As far as the development of these guys?
As far as just their confidence in who they have.
I see what you're saying. Like they weren't looking over their shoulders. Yeah, I agree with you there. But I will also push back a little bit, though, too, because, like, the idea that 2 young quarterbacks are going to net you high wins, a high rate of wins, I think we hadn't seen that in today's college sports at a rate that we wanted to. Like, the young phenoms as of late that we've seen, right, Arch, Lenore Sellers, like they hadn't checked the boxes as high as you needed them to.
A lot of growing pains.
DJ Lagway, growing pains, like and transferred out except for Lagway. Except for Lenore Sellers.
Sure. Absolutely. We're joined now by VolQuest's Brent Hubs for his weekly visit here on the show this morning. Brent, what's up? How are you?
Morning, Hubs.
I'm doing well. Hope you guys are doing well this morning.
We are great. Talking a little bit about the quarterback battle, which of course, we're talking a lot about here on the show, and everybody is. As you head into next week, Brent, after Memorial Day, practice starts up again. How important is that weigh-in going to be for George McIntyre as everybody checks back in and shows some of the progress they've been making over the past few weeks?
Yeah, I don't think the pounds count. I don't think it's that big a deal. I think that's more of a thing for the fan base to talk about. I don't think Tennessee's going to make a quarterback decision over somebody's weight. Sure. Obviously, they want him to add weight, and he's put on some, and he'll put on some more, I'm sure, this summer. But this is going to come down to, as Josh Heupel has said and multiple times in the spring, this is going to come down to winning the job in front of your teammates, and that starts next week. That starts with the film study you do with the wide receivers, the throwing you do with those guys, the amount of work that you put in, how you handle the next run of installs that you do, and then what do you do in the first 2 scrimmages of August. You go back and look at Josh Heupel's history as a coach. Doesn't matter where he's been. If he's got a quarterback battle going, it's decided after the second scrimmage of fall camp because he wants everybody to know who his quarterback is before he goes into the mock game week and gets going there. So after that second scrimmage of August, we're going to know who Tennessee's quarterback is going to be, where they're going to start week 1, and then where it'll go from there, we'll see.
Brent Hubs of VolQuest, our guest for his weekly visit. I enjoyed the column, Brent, at VolQuest this week about just why Josh Heupel's history says don't bet against him at quarterback, and running through all the young guys that have had success really early in a Josh Heupel system. What about Josh Heupel and his system and this offense, Brent, makes young quarterbacks have so much success, in your opinion?
Well, I think through the years, it's been the ability to help them so much at the line of scrimmage and to be able to call things for them at the line of scrimmage. Now, the game has evolved, and that's why Tennessee's offense has evolved a good bit. And they're, defenses now with iPads and the in-helmet communication are doing things that put more stress on the quarterback to make decisions post-snap than pre-snap. And that's one of the reasons Jim Knowles is Tennessee's defensive coordinator, because of what Jim Knowles did to Nico and that offense in the game against Ohio State in the playoffs. Now, that was an elite defense, obviously, but, I think one of the things that helped with, the Dylan Gabriels of the world and the Sam Bradfords and some of those young guys, and even a guy like Drew Lock, who was a sophomore but was in his, first year in Josh Heupel's offense, is – that there's some simplicity to it at times, which is what the NFL criticizes a great deal. But that simplicity has allowed Josh Heupel to help the quarterback develop and build at a very young age. And I think when you look at it, you got to go back to basically Sam Bradford and Landry Jones as quarterbacks who have played more than 2 years in the Josh Heupel system. I mean, he has played a lot of first and second-year players, young players at the quarterback spot, and has been very successful with it. And I think Josh Heupel has extreme confidence and belief in himself that he'll have a quarterback ready to play, whether that's George McIntyre or Faison Brandon. But I think he's very comfortable with his ability to develop the quarterbacks. Here's the one other factor in there, guys, that don't forget. Landry Jones is on the staff at Tennessee as an analyst. And Landry Jones is a guy who played in this system very early in his career and was successful in doing so. Joey Aguilar, on multiple occasions, publicly in the media and privately to me, praised Landry Jones' ability to help him grasp and understand the offense in a short window of time. I think Landry Jones is a pretty important piece to this thing for Tennessee to get a quarterback ready.
Yes, for sure. Landry's a smart dude, too. We're joined by Brent Hubs of All Question on 3 this morning. Hubs, speaking of the offense and Josh Heupel, twice in like the last 2 weeks, Heupel's gotten public endorsements from two people, Chris Brazzell, who's now with the Carolina Panthers, and also Alex Golish, who spoke about Heupel was adamant about making sure that they didn't get buried in the SEC, just in college football in general now with him being at the University of Tennessee. Well, how much of that is needed so that stigma of how simple this offense is or the questions they have about guys going to the next level have to change, or who needs to get drafted for that to shift in a more positive way, the way we know it?
I don't know that anybody needs to necessarily get drafted. They need one of these guys to hit. I mean, they need Chris Brazzell to make an impact. I mean, you think about it, this time a year ago, a lot of people were talking about Dante Thornton, and Thornton was, very average in his first year with the Raiders. And obviously we know the Jalen Hyatt story. Cedric Tillman, only 1 year in this system, would be the most successful receiver that Tennessee has and that Josh Heupel has in the league. It just, he can't stay healthy. But he only played 1 year in this system. So I think to get over the stigma, somebody's got to hit. But because even on draft day, what did Nick Saban say about Chris Brazzell? What did, Steve Smith Jr. say about Chris Brazzell and the Tennessee offense? That they don't need somebody to talk about it as much as they need somebody to go out and do it and prove that they are developed and they're NFL ready, to benefit and move forward at the receiver position and even at the quarterback position. Hendon Hooker had an opportunity last year in Detroit to be the backup and win that job in preseason camp, and he didn't play well enough. And obviously now he's a journeyman looking for a place. So they need somebody on the offensive side of the ball, not to be an offensive lineman and not to be a running back. They need somebody to hit, and they need a receiver or a quarterback to hit. And Brazzell's the next one up to do that.
Where is Arian Carter this time of year? I know that's a very talented linebacker group that Coach Inge has, and I don't think there should be a scenario in which Arian Carter is counted out. But how is he, and where is he at in this process?
Well, I think he's coming right along. They'll be careful with him here the next couple of weeks, and he'll build as the summer continues in terms of how much that he does coming off that turf toe injury and the surgery that he had there. I think the biggest question for Arian Carter is real simple, and that's how far along are you in understanding this defense? Because you're learning it simply based off watching it live and on the practice field and studying the installs and film. You haven't felt it on the field. How long does it take for him to get a feel for this defense? And I think that's the challenge for Arion Carter, which is why he needs to be on the field when they redo the installs and running through some things. And then obviously he's going to have some scrimmage work in this fall camp to get a feel in this defense, because I think that's the biggest thing for him. Physically, I think he's fine. He's going to be fine. It's just a matter of getting a grasp of this defense and not having the 15 spring practice dates, just to go through things, because sometimes it's, you can learn it on the board, but there's a feel factor to it as well. And so once he gets a feel for it, I think he'll be better along.
Brent Hubs of VolQuest with us for his weekly visit here on Ramon and Will. Brent, you've written a couple times about the tight end group this week, and in the War Room, and in your piece earlier this week about 10 things I think that I always love. You mentioned that group coming along a little bit. What gives you confidence in that position group specifically, and maybe specifically in Ethan Davis as well, as Tennessee looks to upgrade a little bit there?
Well, I think Ethan Davis's athletic ability is very, very obvious, and we all saw that last year. And it's just a matter of Ethan staying healthy. If Ethan can stay healthy, then I think he's going to be a really good tight end for this group and a really good player. And behind him, Deshaun Brame is a freak athlete. We all know that, and I think that he is coming along in the C gap in terms of being able to block in line and do the stuff that they want to do. Trent Thomas is a transfer that I think Tennessee really, really likes from South Alabama. I think his physicality can replace Miles.
Oh, I think we lost Brent. Oh, there you are. We got you again.
In a lot of ways. Sorry about that, guys.
You're good.
So I think that it's just, if they can stay healthy, I think that group's got some numbers to it and has some depth and some versatility. I think Trent Thomas is a big get as a physicality guy that they're looking for. So I think those are the reasons why that you like that room if they can stay healthy. Now that's a big if, because Ethan Davis has struggled to do that. But if you can stay healthy, I think that's a group you like.
Brent, a really interesting week coming up next week for the SEC at the SEC's official home of summer and spring breaks, of course, Destin, Florida, for the SEC spring meetings. What is this going to be like, Brent? This is kind of uncharted territories, right? Of Greg Sankey not being aligned with his coaches, like we've talked about with the 24-team format and the 12-team playoff that's currently in place. How do you expect Greg Sankey to handle this as the storyline of spring meetings as the SEC kind of wraps up this season of conferences and meetings on beaches all around the country for conferences?
Well, I think he will express his concerns about the 24-team playoff. I think he will openly express his concerns. And here's the reason why I think that will be the case. Even though his coaches are, on board for a 24-team playoff, and I think some of his athletic directors are, the Big Ten Commissioner Tony Batiti, came out and said this week, it's 24 or bust for us, meaning it's 24 or we stay where we're at. Okay, there's an out. There's an out to stay at 12 that the Big Ten just gave you. We know ESPN doesn't want to move from 12. They have no desire to go to 24. So now does Greg Sankey double down on 12 and express his concerns for 24 and why you're not ready for 24 and this type of thing? Or does he come out and do a complete 180 and say he's now an advocate for 24? I find that surprising that he would do that. I think that I was surprised the Big Ten walked back a little bit saying, well, if it's not going to be 24, then we're going to stay at 12. Well, you got your two other power brokers that are more comfortable at 12 than 24. So where does that put you? I mean, if the SEC and ESPN says they want 12, and the Big Ten says, well, if that's what we have to do, we'll do 12. Does that mean we're at 12 for another year? I can certainly see that being a possibility. We'll see if that's what ends up happening.
Hubs, is this more of a benefit for the coaches to get another notch under their belt as far as like, hey, we made the college football playoffs with 24 teams. Will it give them more security? That was my stance on it. It's like, I'm okay with 16 if they go there because you keep the team together. You get coaches that at least get some level of accomplishment where bowl games don't matter as much anymore.
Well, I mean, I think that on the initial front, yes, it would help. It would help coaches with some job security to make the playoff. It would help lower level coaches anytime that they made the playoff if they were in the group of 5. Mm-hmm. Now, here's what I think ultimately ends up happening. As you build expectations, just getting to the playoffs, if you're a consistent playoff team but you never advance, doesn't help you. Because once you get there on somewhat of a consistent basis for a couple of years, everybody's like, okay, we need more than that. It's the same way with the NCAA basketball tournament for years. It used to be 20 wins, you get into the NCAA tournament. They never got rid of anybody who made the NCAA tournament. Well, now they have no problem with that because you didn't advance in the tournament. So early on, Ramon, yes, it probably gives some stability. Long term, no, that's not going to be the thing, because if Josh Heupel were to go to the playoffs 3 out of 4 years and he never wins a game in the playoffs, you don't think they're going to be on a hot seat and mad at him? Yeah. You don't think they're going to be after him? I mean, that's just how this deal works and how it's going to continue to work. But initially, yes, it would give them a little bit of that for sure.
He is Brent Hubs of All Quested on 3, joining us Friday mornings here at 7:20 on the show. Brent, enjoy the Memorial Day weekend. Hope you get a little bit of time to recharge here in this very short kind of off time in Tennessee athletics. Nothing crazy's happened. I'm knocking on wood as I say that. Appreciate the time as always this morning. Thanks so much.
Thanks, guys. My wife's got the car packed so we can head back home. So we're just rolling out of a little vacation week ourselves. Nice. So I appreciate you guys, and we'll holler at you next week.
All right, for sure, Hubs.
Thank you, Brent. Appreciate you. All right. Brent Hubs with us this morning here talking a little bit of Vols in his weekly visit. Appreciate him still joining us from vacation.
Because I called him twice yesterday, and his phone was straight to voicemail. So it had to be on D&D mode, or it was probably off. I was just like, where Hubs at, man? He's not in the garden. I know that much, man. But, yeah, everybody's out of town right now in Knoxville. If you want easy traffic in Knoxville, well, was it easy for you?
It wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad.
I was going the direction against traffic when I was coming back last night. And the track meet got done at like 8, so traffic was kind of done by that point. I will tell you what is smart, though. Getting away from Savannah Bananas traffic tonight.
Oh.
Because they're in Neyland Stadium tonight. Anybody smart who is around campus is not going close to campus tonight.
No, absolutely not. I wonder how much how big of a sellout will they have?
I think it's sold out in a very short amount of time, the ticket sales for that.
I'm just not doing the Ticketmaster thing, man. God.
I'm just not doing the Savannah Banana thing. It's not for me.
I'll do it.
You would go?
Absolutely, I go.
It's the Harlem Globetrotters of baseball. People love the Savannah Bananas.
I will most definitely go see it. I just don't want to pay the Ticketmaster prices on there.
It is pricey to go see them too.
I know, and then I think they sell them on their website, and next thing you know, they push them over to the other sales places, StubHub, Ticketmaster, and Vivid Seats. We got to make a stance as a society on this.
Okay,
between the World Cup, between Super Bowl,
I know.
Between Savannah Bananas, people, we got to take a stance.
What do we think the Savannah Bananas ticket price is? The get-in price tonight on StubHub.
Get-in price, you just saying generally
in Neyland Stadium.
I would say 140,
280.
280.
Yeah, the ones at Nissan Stadium were way too expensive.
They were high.
I'll say 150.
Yeah.
Survey says 2 tickets. 224.
224.
Wow. Like one ticket is 224?
Sorry. No. 74.
74?
Oh. 74.
Well, that's not bad then.
What level? Row J or Section J. Lower level.
Oh, that's lower level?
No, yeah. If it doesn't have 2 letters, then it's lower level.
Okay.
Oh, that's not bad then. The one at Nissan Stadium last year was way too expensive.
I hope our listeners enjoyed this segment because now my algorithm's going to think I want to go see the Savannah Bananas. 615-737-1045 is our number. Look, if you like them, I'm not going to judge you. It's just not for me. It's just not for me. Coming up, LSU is doing LSU-like things again. We'll talk about it coming up next.
It's Ramon Foster for Medical House Calls. Good people, it is healthcare designed for your life. Meaning on your time, at the location that you want to see them at, and whatever your needs or issues are, they can help get them fixed. These are real doctors and nurses that are coming to your house, not just some regular tech that is just showing up to collect to give you a service. Absolutely not at all. For a flat fee, you can get an evaluation, full exam, treatment plan, and prescriptions if you need it, man. The at-home urgent care offers medical care without the waiting. Everything from sicknesses to infections to injuries, in-home labs if you need that, testing, and so much more. They can get you taken care of. And the cool part, again, as I told you before, it is on your time at the location that you desire. If you know that you get off work at 5 o'clock and you'll be home by 6:30, they can be there. If you are a late morning person and want them to come to your house soon as you get up at about 10 o'clock, they can be there. Their times range from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m., Monday through Sunday. This is bringing back the concierge to medicine, or they come to you. Listen, to book with them, head over to medicalhousecalls.com or call or text them at 615-838-2375.
So in a world of college athletics in 2026 that is built on bags of money and kind of selling your soul a little bit, there is no college better suited, no athletic department better suited for today's college sports climate than the Fighting Tigers of Louisiana State University. Ramon Will rolls on, wrapping up hour number 2 in this Friday morning, 615-737-1045. I say it as a compliment. Don't even come at me with that being an insult.
Yeah.
LSU does not care about the warm and fuzzy feeling you get in being a wholesome, kind, classy. No.
None of that.
These are
None
Cajuns. These are swamp people. And the swamp people have hired Ed Orgeron. A 1-year deal for $100,000 to be on Lane Kiffin's staff at LSU. So shout out to all the recruits who are being called and told not to go to class this week.
No doubt.
That's what Ed Orgeron does.
I'm with him. Like I said this, I feel like the other day, like I'm with whatever LSU is with, I'm with them too.
Just embrace it.
I'm just embracing it because if it's allowed and you're not doing it, you're an idiot is what I would tell you. I'm with every bit of it. And you know what as well? This sport, college sports, needs a villain. Ever since Nick Saban retired, I mean, who's the villain? Kirby can't be it right now. Kirby Smart, because his guys are too busy getting DUIs, excessive racing charges. Like, they're too busy being locked up for fast cars.
109 miles per hour, the most recent one.
A Hellcat would hate to see them coming. Do you hear me? The last little dude, little light-skinned self, in his mug shot, man, crying in his pictures. Like, don't cry now. Don't cry now. You were bold enough to be racing 130 miles per hour. Go deal with it. We can't, like, Kirby can't be a villain. He got to fix his house. Not Nick, but Lane. It's all right. Get Orgeron. I saw somebody say, go get Sharon Moore. Go get him while you at it. He's cleared of charges. Go get him. And you look at Will Wade. Will Wade got an average roster age of 23 years old. I was wondering, like, man, Will Wade didn't go hit the portal? Screw that portal. He went overseas and got all adult men, and they're about to play college basketball. Some of these guys are multi-year pros. And then we ain't even got to Kim Mulkey yet. I mean, she's cooking. She's polarizing as hell. LSU is playing villain right now. The Joker and Batman ain't got nothing on LSU, and I mean that. He made people in Mississippi hate Louisiana. Like, that's how far, and they're connected. They do crawfish boils together. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's where they at. Lane Kiffin, appreciate y'all, man. We got a true villain. This makes it easy to root for a team like Texas or somebody else. Like, I don't root for them, but, like, if Texas is going up against LSU, beat them down bad. Absolutely. I told y'all Lane wasn't fixed. Y'all didn't believe me. I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. Lane is still Lane.
Still the same guy.
Yes,
still
absolutely.
The same guy. Maybe he has some better habits and life choices, but at the end of the day,
yoga.
Lane Kiffin is Lane Kiffin.
That's it. Man just did yoga. That's all he did, and he's supposed to be better. You know why he did yoga? Who's at yoga classes probably with Lane Kiffin? Prospects, okay? Just leave it right there. Just leave it right there.
And you're not talking about On3 database prospects.
No. He posts them. We might as well talk about it. Lane is in yoga for prospects, okay? And besides that, like, when you heard Ed Orgeron was going back, were you shocked?
Oh, of course not.
Exactly.
He said he was open to it in an interview recently.
Yeah. Exactly.
So on top of his $100K salary, Ed Orgeron will be entitled to standard benefits available for unclassified professional employees except for annual leave. He will also receive a courtesy vehicle or vehicle allowance. Coach O has not coached since he was fired by LSU following the 2021 season. Across his 6-year stint in Baton Rouge, he led the Tigers to 51-20 and a national championship in 2019. They should just form the Avengers of people that have gotten in trouble with the NCAA. Terrell Pryor, he should be opening a tattoo parlor in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Get Reggie Bush down there.
Yeah.
I know he's got his Heisman back. Get Reggie Bush down there. Maybe you could, if he gets fired coming up soon because he's on the hot seat, Penny Hardaway should be an assistant for Will Wade.
You know what I'm saying? At this point, like, if Deion Sanders chooses to buy from Colorado, like, matter of fact, don't even use like Deion, just use him for recruiting. You know, Deion Sanders almost came here. Like, these are the stories I feel like LSU was telling about like how they recruit. Well, they gave Lane like $90+ million, whatever it was, on top of like a $60 million roster for football, if that number's correct. Like,
of course they can just throw Coach O $100K.
Just
hold this for me.
Something like little piece of cheese. That's it. Just a little piece of cheese for Coach O. And they gave him $17 million to walk away already.
Well, maybe now we know that if Mike Vrabel does end up having to resign, where he'll end up.
You know who else they should go get? You know who else? Like, just assemble like the ratchet super team. Mm-hmm. Go and get Urban Meyer. Get him off Big Noon kickoff. Go get him. Matter of fact, go grab one of Kirk Herbstreit's dogs. Take him with you as well.
Wow. One of Kirk Herbstreit's dogs. That would shock me.
That would shock me, no.
I think I'd draw the line at dogs, at canines.
No, man.
They've already got a big cat named Mike the Tiger down there. I think they're good on animals, live animal mascots.
The way Texas does Bevo, run Mike the Tiger out there on the field, too. I mean, we might as well make it the Hunger Games.
The tiger on a leash.
This is like, I believe anything coming out of Louisiana right now is where I'm at. You ain't got funding for schools? Bet. Just send your kids to LSU. That'll get it done.
I honestly respect it.
That's what I like. I genuinely do.
I really do.
Why?
We joke about this, but LSU is now with Lane Kiffin, Ed Orgeron, Will Wade, and Kim Mulkey. We call that hitting for the compliance cycle. That's a single, a double, a triple, and a home run. Will Wade to be the home run.
Easily.
Will Wade to be the home run. Ed Orgeron is tame compared to some of the other coaches that are there. 615-737-1045, our number. If you missed it earlier this morning, we'll reset the big headline of the morning for you. What Robert Salah has to say about Cam Ward's arm after this.
It's Ramon Foster for Two Rivers Ford. Good people, we got a huge announcement from Two Rivers Ford. Just in, Two Rivers Ford is now offering employee pricing for everyone. That means you pay what they pay on almost every new Ford on the lot. And at Two Rivers Ford, what you see is always what you get. They don't do things like add expensive accessories or tack on service packages to increase the price of the vehicles. No, not at all. Two Rivers Ford is upfront and honest every single time. And now they're offering you employee pricing. There's no better time to buy American, and there's no better dealership than Two Rivers Ford. The locally owned and operated and have been that way for over 40 years. It's home of the non-commissioned sales team as well, and now home of employee pricing for everyone. The local, the honest, and they're real, and they're just real good at what they do. Two Rivers Ford, the South's most trusted Ford dealer.
8 o'clock. Good morning, live from the Circus Sports at the Mid-Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Justin Hawkins. The LA Rams and veteran quarterback Matthew Stafford officially agreed to a one-year, $55 million extension worth up to $60 million yesterday. The reigning league MVP's entering his 18th NFL season, currently has 2 years at $105 million remaining on his deal with the Rams. Also, the Giants and general manager Joe Schoen agreed to a multi-year extension that'll keep him in New York with the Giants as new head coach John Harbaugh enters the franchise for years to come. For NBA Eastern Conference Finals, the Knicks take Game 2 and the 2-0 lead over the Cavaliers with a 109-93 win on Thursday. Josh Hart scored a playoff career high, 26 points. Jalen Brunson added 19 points, 14 assists in his double-double. The Knicks are now 2 wins away from their first finals appearance since 1999. To the NHL, the Eastern Conference Finals, the Canadiens upset the Hurricanes in Game 1, winning 6-2. It's the first loss of the postseason for Carolina, who will look to bounce back in Game 2 tomorrow night. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you got to go to USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans involves this is 104.5 The Zone.
Away we go into the second half of your Friday morning on Ramon and Will with Titans radio analyst Ramon Foster. Justin Hawkins, our producer. I'm Will Bowling. At Ramon and Will, at Ramon Foster, at Will_Bowling. Maybe you're a Titans fan and you've made the mistake of not yet following Ramon Foster on Twitter yet. Well, you can change that. Titans radio analyst Ramon Foster has great content when the Ravens lose. At Ramon Foster, or you get him on Twitter at Ramon and Will, where you follow the show. 615-737-1045. Going to run through the gauntlet of what was said yesterday at the Vanderbilt Health Football Center as the Titans took to the field for an open to the media OTA practice. But we have a very special... Oh, no, we don't. He just dropped. Never mind. I was literally about to go to the phone.
You looked at the phones like literally. You're like right then. And he who was that? We're going to have to go fight.
It was Ed Orgeron had just called in.
Was that Orgeron that just called in? We was coming to you, Ed. Call back, man. What the heck?
It's okay.
It's tough. It's Friday, and he acting like it. That's whoever that was.
He got a crawfish bowl to go to. He got to go get some recruits some bags of cash and tell him not to go to class. That way you can come play for the Louisiana State University Fighting Tigers. Go Tigers.
I'm going to be real with you. You got some good impressions. That wasn't your best.
Just about to say.
That wasn't your best.
What? This is a great one.
It's not your best.
I will fight you on that. That was really good.
I thought it was great.
That was really good. Do it. You do it.
Got some. I'm not. No, I'm not a great voiceover guy.
You can't disparage him for doing it so well.
Because he does.
Other pressure right here. What are you talking about?
I mean,
I've coached with Lane Kiffin for years, okay? I've coached with Lane for a long time. Okay, I was with him in Tennessee in 2009. I was here at Louisiana State University, go Tigers, when we won a national title with Joe Burrow. He ran through that tunnel. I was there to lead him through that tunnel.
How is that bad?
I'm going to be real.
That's not bad.
I think it's good.
I'm going to be real. You know who you sound like?
Who's that?
You sound like the mayor. Is who you sound
The mayor?
Brent. You sound like
what?
Brent right now.
Brent is not Cajun.
Because it doesn't sound Cajun.
Hey,
you broadcasting live here from...
You sound like I'm potting the mayor, man. I'm telling you, no.
In the F and Bank chat, rate my Ed Orgeron impression on a scale of 1 to 10. Go.
Rate it.
YouTube chat. I want to see numbers.
Well, speaking of
and I want to see double-digit numbers.
He's back.
Oh, Ed Orgeron's back. Okay. I thought he was just here. Me. What's up, Coach O? How are you?
What's up, Coach O?
Hey, I want to say good morning to you boys up at down here at Baton Rouge. They try to do that namaste. I don't know. No. They do the yoga with the gators down there. We ain't got no goats. We do gator yoga down here. Makes our players tough. Makes them come to the game ready to go. And Coach O's ready to go. I'm getting me a new Hellcat. They gonna give me a Hellcat. I'm gonna go race some other SE school athletes. I just want to say congratulations to all you boys on your promotions and your radios. And go Tigers. Go Tigers. God bless you.
Oh, Tigers.
That's fine. That was good. Thank you, Coach O.
I'm giving Coach O. I'm giving that Coach O more about a 4.5.
You know who he sounds like?
Who?
the stale cracker from TikTok. You seen him where he does crawfish boils?
No.
Oh yeah, you need to go look him up.
No, I have not. Oh,
he's hilarious.
In the F and Big Chat, I'm just going to read all these. Ramon gives me a 1.
Thank you.
Corey gives me an 8. Mike in Cleveland gives me an 8.
What?
I get a 6. So Mike says he's worse than Will. You're right, Mike. Somebody said sounds like Waterboy. Spencer says perfect 10. Chandler says 11 out of 10. I don't know what you're listening to.
Chandler, don't do this.
I thought it was great.
Will,
I thought it was fantastic.
I'm with Frank. Frank said not enough growl.
Not enough gravel?
Not enough growl.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. I've done 21 hours of track broadcasting the last 3 days, so the gravel's a little more natural right now, just my actual voice, because I've been talking way too much.
It sounded a little bit like Mayor, though, and then he starts laughing, and 1045 is on. Go ahead and call it in. 615-737-1045.
3HL broadcasting live. I wasn't loud enough. We love you, Brent.
We love you, Mayor.
What up, Nashville?
We love you, Mayor.
What up, Nashville? Brent Doherty here. That is Ron Slay. See, it's the cadence. That's what you got to get for Brent. Hey, Ron Slay. No, that board's the
Big Savage. And behind the mic, Zeph.
What's up? The executive producer of 3HL is Zeph.
Do the Zeph voice real quick.
Do it. So you step on your toes so you can do it again.
Set them up real quick.
3HL Broadcast Live, every one of us. We're here on our remote. It's our 18th remote of the month here on 3HL. We're live on location.
And behind the glass, we got Zeph.
Ron Slay.
What's up?
Don Davenport. And we got Zeph.
What's up?
Oh, man. We love
Shout out to our crew.
We love 3HL. we got 5 laugh emojis from Ron Slay in the chat, so I think Slay approves.
It had to have been the Zeph. It was the Zeph.
It was definitely the Zeph part. Well, your accent wasn't Canadian enough for Zeph either.
What's up, man?
A is crazy. Oh, man. I just saw Tim Hortons is on Uber Eats. We can get you some Tim Hortons for the Canadian.
The Brent Zeph connection is elite.
I want it on the record. I was doing a Coach O, and Ramon Foster's the one who brings up.
I did.
Who brings up. Sounded like Mayor.
It did.
Okay.
You forgot the most important part.
Please.
Yes.
Dude, hey, I don't mess with Dawn, okay? I leave Dawn alone. She's free and clear of slander on my end.
And also because usually she's driving Hadley to school around this time. or is in the car. At this point,
I called you Zeph. I need it one more time, Hog. Do the Canadian version of Zeph. How does he come on?
What's up, babe?
All right, we've in my messages we have 2 different reviews. We have one text that says, from a native Louisianan, not Cajun, thumbs down.
Yes.
And then Austin Stanley of A to Z says, Will crushed it. The cadence and cutting some words short was even better than the voice. Overall, very good.
Y'all lying to him, Austin.
10 points to Gryffindor. 10 points to A to Z Sports.
Y'all lying to him, man. What's up, big?
All right, what's everyone's? Let's just do impressions now. What's everyone's best impression?
Apparently, mine's Zeph.
It is. I sound like Savage, so I'm clearly locked in.
Your best one is Rand Carthon.
Right?
Remember when you did Rand's voice when he came out to camp?
I did. Shout out to my guy, man. But I'm not a huge impression guy. I'm a laugher. Is what I am, man. If it's good, I'm rolling with it. But I've somewhat locked in my Mayor one though. That one's.
Let's hear your Ron Slay one.
My Ron Slay. It's me.
I'll set you up.
Yeah, no, they're brothers. They have.
Let's just go.
They share the same G.
That's it.
Ron Slay's in the building.
I can't do
it.
I feel like it's trademarked.
No, Ron Slay is often imitated, never replicated.
All right, well, let's just have some fun with it. We're having some fun with others.
All right. Go ahead. Set me up.
Ron Slay in the building.
I'm in a building.
Oh, hey, you got the right pitch. That was good. That was really good.
My bad, Savage. We in it today, baby. We are in it today.
Oh, it's Friday. Yeah, no, it's...
Hit him with the... What's up, yeah?
Got you going on that one,
You keep your foot on Zeph.
Yeah. You daggone right. You know what his first question he asked me yesterday, and I can't wait to run his pockets on the roll. When I tell you first meal on Zeph, the Savage playing around yesterday, Savage let him run the interview yesterday with me on 3HL. Ramon, I got a question for you. I'm like, okay, Zeph, I was at practice. Maybe you got some football content for me. Let's roll, okay? Ramon, I just want to know what's going to be the first meal you're going to buy me.
Wow.
Bullshiano.
Gonna buy me.
I'm the vet, sir.
Interesting.
You're a rookie in this thing. Do you hear me?
So he's trying to make you the rookie because you are new again to Titans radio. That you've been on Titans radio.
Man's get one trip on the plane and he feel like he'll vet in the
crazy.
Game. That's crazy. You still a rookie.
The switch up.
You still a rookie. You got 4 games to go before you become an actual vet. Like you still on your rookie deals. I can't wait to run his pockets. Alyssa, I know I sent y'all a nice baby gift and stuff and marriage gift, but I got you. I'm gonna run his pockets. He gonna pay that back. Asking who gonna buy a meal? You buying a meal, Zeph. We playing credit card roulette with one card and it's gonna be yours. I can't wait. I cannot wait to run his pockets.
Oh, man.
What's the first road trip? New York, too?
The first preseason road trip is to San Francisco.
Expensive.
I did just see on Twitter a lot of talk about seed oils, beef tallow.
Nope, we're back.
No. I'm not going to go into the weeds on this because, A, I don't think anyone cares. And B, nope, I don't mean the seeds because we already did way too much on seed oils. Matt Keaton at Fast Nasty does stuff with the Raw Room podcast and WUTK in Knoxville. Great Twitter follow.
Yeah.
He is a bit flagrant on Twitter this morning. He tweeted out a picture of the Titans being 1 yard short in the Super Bowl and said, seed oils did this.
Oh, my gosh. See? This is why we can't have nice things. See? This is why we can't have nice things.
We were having a nice time.
We were. And now I will say I can't wait to Zeph get us this because I haven't been on the trip out in San Francisco, but I can't wait for him to pay for this Uber for me to go to the Golden Gate Bridge. And yes, I'm getting a black car, Zeph. That'd be my only request. You give me a black car to the Golden Gate Bridge, Zeph. I promise you.
Zeph will want to go see old friend Tony Vitello probably while we're there.
There will be baseball going on. And y'all were just talking about it earlier this week. This is the home of great sourdough. Now I want to try something.
Great sourdough.
On Zeph's dime.
I was going to say, everything's on Zeph.
It's so good.
Oh, you want something? You want me to bring you something back?
Yeah, as long as Zeph's paying.
Yes. That's
the right answer. It's the right answer.
Can't wait to run his pockets, though.
Coming up, 615-737-1045. Here's a tweet from our friend Courtney who says, Ramon don't know ball. That's a great coach-o. Thank you, Courtney. Appreciate it.
Courtney, stop
Appreciate it.
lying to
I love
Will.
that. Love that from you.
You need to just stay over there. You're by yourself over there.
Zeph, pipe it.
Wow. Don't talk to me like that.
Oh, Tommy agrees with you, though. Says, I'm with Ramon. That's a 2 out of 10 at best.
Thank you, Tommy.
Okay, Tommy, well.
Now we've got 2 in there standalone.
Recommend a great audiologist to you. 615-737-1045 is our number. Coming up, the biggest takeaways from Ramon Foster yesterday at Titans OTAs. After this.
When you start noticing cracks in the walls, uneven floors, or driveway sinking and separating is more than a home issue. It's a peace of mind issue. That's why who you choose for foundation repair and concrete leveling, it really matters. I trust United Structural Systems because they've been doing this the right way since 1994, right here in Tennessee. USS, they don't just believe in the quick fixes or scare tactics. They take the time to inspect, explain what is happening, and walk you through real proven solutions that are built to last, like they did when they came to my house, man. They're just very thorough with what they do. Whether your house needs foundation stabilization, crawl space repair, concrete leveling for sinking sidewalks, patios, and driveways, USS uses engineered systems designed for long-term long-term performance, not just those temporary patches. USS is also, they're introducing 24 months, no interest financing options for you. Good now through the end of June. You can learn more, schedule your inspection by heading over to USSTN.com. That's USSTN.com, and make sure you tell them that Ramon sent you.
The praise is pouring in as Hour 3 continues on Ramon and Will.
Yeah.
615-737-1045. Ramon Foster, Will Bowling, Justin Hawkins. Gator Mike, one of our good friends and listeners, tweets at us and says, at Ramon and Will, that was one of the funniest 5 minutes of radio I've ever heard. Hashtag impressions, hashtag 3HL.
I love them, though, and they know that, but what's love without a little joking from time to time?
I love it. Ron Slade coming up at 9:20. Your thoughts in the F&M Bank chat, Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch.
Phone lines open, 615-737-1045 The Zone. Jeff, you got him?
What's up, babe?
Curtis on YouTube says you got to have Zeph get you the biggest steak on the menu when we travel this year.
Easily. Did you hear me? I heard he's a little bit of an eater, too. Do you hear me? So I want to make sure I get my fair share.
Wouldn't be able to tell.
What do you mean?
Because he's so frail.
Look, I'm not saying like I'm very skinny or whatever,
slender,
but like
slender.
He is like half the size of me almost.
He is, yeah, he really is. But listen, we're gonna get him right this fall because he gonna be more than ready to understand how to spin and order appetizers and drinks and whatever else you want. I might just get a raw steak and bring back on the plane.
A raw steak.
That's what they did at our rookie party.
That's gonna smell.
No, they did this. They did this at my rookie party, my rookie year. Guys are just doing ridiculous stuff.
Okay.
Just one, we had to buy them like Louis XIII. Cristal was in at the time, the champagne.
What is Louis XIII?
It's a brandy that's very coveted. Okay. It is a Remy Martin brand, but it's Louis XIII. It's aged for like 13 years. It's super smooth.
My tax bracket has not allowed me to drink Louis XIII, so I was not familiar.
Just tell him to bring it back for me.
I ended up getting two one time. One from a rookie party of my own because the rookies had to buy it. The other one was when I got 150 starts. They ended up, it was 100 starts. They munching them some, and the rookies to buy me a bottle of Louis XIII. I still got it at the house.
Wow.
I also gave my empty decanter to one of my fraternity brothers, and he's just been refilling it with regular bourbon for like years now.
Fantastic.
Nobody can tell if it's Louis XIII.
Okay.
But yeah, it's one of them. But we had guys ordering like liquor to go for no particular reason, bottles of wine and like steaks, like
to take on like the trip back
to take home. No, this was while we were doing the rookie party at like in Pittsburgh, and Buddy was like, "Just give me a steak raw, we'll take it home." Yeah, God. Just to make you pay more money. Yeah, it's a sale for the restaurant. Still.
I guess.
Yeah, it's a sale still.
Okay,
but yeah, they just want to run your pocket. So Zeph has got to go through a little bit of that as well. Hope Savage don't mind.
Oh, yeah. I think he would mind if you didn't.
Okay,
give Zeph a
that
hard
makes
time.
sense. Yeah. I hope he doesn't mind.
100%. Well, Cam Ward yesterday spoke about a bit of a new look, bit of a new routine for him. A slimmer Cam Ward, speaking to the media yesterday at Vanderbilt Health Football Center, had this to say.
I am trying to get a little bit leaner, then just trying to stay, durable for a long season.
What are you doing different?
So what?
What are you doing different?
I just continue to watch my diet more, continue to have more cardio, continue to just work on my body, just here and then when I'm away from the building.
What are some of the particular dietary changes that you made, like cut out fried foods, snacks, and what is seed oils?
It's really just watching the calorie limit, then watching the amount of protein and carbs that I need to put in, then what's best for my body, how I feel, eating different things when I come to practice.
Cam Ward speaking yesterday. He looked much different to you yesterday, Ramon?
He did, man. You did see him be slender. Looking at the images of him and the interviews that he did, you can see it in his face. You can see it in his neck. Like, he had a little bouncing, but Cam's always kind of been that way anytime you've been able to lay eyes on him. I will say I do think his delivery was a little bit more, had a little bit more zip on it. Is the way I look at it. He was slinging the football around yesterday, man. And I would say this, looking at him versus Hendon versus Levis, you see why Cam's a franchise guy, even as a young player. Like, I used to question, like, psychologically and just development-wise, how can a young guy be better than dudes that's been doing it longer on the task, longer on the job? And Cam's decisiveness, I think, is where it starts at. He gets the ball, sees the field, and how I watched him yesterday and delivers it. That's one thing I know a lot of his fan base has been clamoring for is, like, get rid of the ball. Like, know where you're going with it. And as an offensive lineman, you also want that to be the case, too. It's like, hey, sacks are, given the quarterbacks as well. And the way I viewed Cam yesterday, it just looked crisp. But Coach Salah said this. He said, hey, this is the part of the season in which it's supposed to look like this way. And I think that shouldn't be an understatement either. It ain't easy having a productive practice, and I felt like the offense did yesterday for the most part.
Bullet points and nuggets from yesterday's OTA practice. Jim Wyatt writing at TennesseeTitans.com about a number of big observations. Carnell Tate got behind the defense on several occasions and hauled in would-be touchdowns, had a 3-touchdown day. Anthony Hill Jr. picked off former Vol quarterback Hendon Hooker going up high to snag a ball intended for Xavier Restrepo. You had safety Eric Hallett intercepting Will Levis to end the hurry-up drive at the end of practice.
Oh, by the way.
Hit me.
What a pick. Do you hear me? He cut him off. He cut him off like a NASCAR racer. Do you understand me? Just undercut him in a way. I think he slid and caught this interception. It was a beautiful play.
How did Will Levis look to you?
He looked good. You can see a little bit of a tick, like I said, and like decision-making and stuff like that. The arm is there.
Tick meaning what?
Just the way I say it, like ball need to be gone. Like he'll be a second behind delivering the pass. That's how the pick happened right there. Like his guy was ready on the break to put it out and just undercut it. The DB read that better than he saw it.
Doesn't throw with as much anticipation as Cam Ward does.
Yeah, no doubt. And I don't think that's flagrant to say it was reported. And that's how I kind of viewed it to be the way it happened yesterday, though, too. Like, and that's what I mean. Like, you see the differences. Not that Levis can't do it. It's a matter of him catching up and just being confident in what he's about to do in those moments because it's not necessarily a timing offense, but there's times in which the ball got to be out of your hand quicker.
Sure. Carnell Tate had a good day yesterday. Is he the biggest positive? Is his play your most significant takeaway from watching OTA practice yesterday?
Yeah, and watching some of the trenches, I would say. Yeah. I was impressed also by Keldrick. I told you that as well. Like, let's start with Carnell. Yes, Carnell was. The way he delivered and executed the scheme that Coach Dable allowed him to get behind the secondary was it. Wasn't nervous at the ball up in the air, not even a little bit. I thought his stride is good. His speed on the field was legit. I know everybody's like, he didn't run a 4.4 or 4.3. It didn't look like it yesterday because he constantly got behind the defense too. I told you it was myself, Taylor Zarzer, Rhett Bryan, and Brad Hopkins on the opposite end of watching them do their no huddle. And what I would tell you is this. There was some mittens that came out of the air that looked like big old white, like Santa Claus gloves. Just snatched the ball out of there into the end zone. And I asked Taylor, like, was that Carnell? It's like, it had to have been Carnell. And it was Carnell Tate. Like, anything that was coming into his range yesterday, I thought he was bringing it in. Guys were on him. He had some contested plays and stuff like that. But when they had to go and gotta have it moments, Carnell was delivering yesterday. Again, you know I've been prefacing this. There's no physicality in this.
One open OTA practice.
That's it.
So take it for what it's worth.
Take it for what it's worth.
But what it's worth is a good day at the office for a receiver who certainly looks the part.
It tipped the scales yesterday. If you were able to see it, and Jimmy Wyatt wrote about it too, there were people who were impressed with him that were not on the Carnell Tate train when the draft night happened, is what I would say. Another one, as I said again, Keldrick Falk. And watching him play in his technique, be solid at the line of scrimmage, stand up tight ends and tackles, how he attacks the line of scrimmage, he delivered on that as well. The way I'll view Keldrick, in my personal opinion, the dirty work that's got to be done, he's going to do it. I don't know if you're going to judge him off of him getting 8 to 10 sacks as a rookie this year. I think he's going to build a foundation to establish himself as a solid guy in the passing game, and when he's unleashed even more so, because I don't think it's in his favor to be the front runner for this defensive line group. You got John Franklin Meyer and you got Jeffrey Simmons and a multitude of other guys that can play that role. The role that he's been asked to play, be stout, he's doing that.
Jim Wyatt writing at TennesseeTitans.com. The first-round pick, Keldrick Falk, got into the backfield for a would-be sack on one play. He added to offensive coordinator Brian Daboll gets pretty emotional in these practices. Daboll was quick to celebrate his players after big plays, and he didn't hide his emotions when plays just missed either.
He ran on the field one time in this no huddle. He ran on the field, and he could tell the offense is just they're on it. They were like a train going down a hill, okay? And I think somebody might have called a defense, so they chose to water him down. And he's throwing his hands up like, we got momentum. We got to go. Like, we got them on their heels. And they still ended up scoring on that series. But I don't think he was mad about it, but he was just like, yo, we got him. We got him. And they took a time out. And they still finished the drive. It was the one in which Cam was out there with. And he, to Jimmy's point, he gets spirited, man. You see him, and he's loud.
Robert Salah was asked about how do you grade competition on the practice field before pads come on. And it will be a while until pads come on, until the beginning of August, when the Titans are in the second phase at the beginning of training camp. Salah was asked that yesterday and responded with this.
Just how natural football is for a lot of these kids. Like I said, there's a difference between the classroom and then the post-snap cognitive aspect with regards to being able to play football. And you can see it in the way guys move and the way they respond to different post-snap activity. Like when the pitcher changes, how does a player respond? And so you can gain a lot of information with regards to OTAs. Now, no one's ever made a team in OTAs because that cognitive part, as freely as it moves in OTAs, changes when pads come on and the speed and it gets a little bit faster and it gets a little bit more violent. You'll find a lot of players who shine in OTAs not usually, but a lot of players will disappear once pads come on versus guys who didn't show well in OTAs kind of appear once the pads come on. So it gives you kind of an idea, but you never want to pass a stamped judgment until pads come on.
So true.
Robert Salah later asked about competition on the offensive line specifically. How do you judge that position group as you head into the part of the offseason with a big question mark at right guard and one at center, I would say, too, without the ability to have contact, obviously, for quite some time?
Yeah, it's always tough, especially with OTAs. Like, I remember when I first got in the league, the spring OTAs, even though we weren't padded, I mean, it might as well have been padded, how physical and violent these practices used to be. And now you're going to see kind of a three-quarter speed between our O-line and D-line. So in that regard, it is tough. You are limited with regards to reps, but we'll have joint practices that allow us to be able to see all that. We'll have our three games, which will allow us to see it. And then obviously what better way to get to see a competition than guys trying to block Jeffrey Simmons or John Franklin Myers or the interior of our D-line. So there's going to be a lot of opportunity. No, it's not as good as it used to be, but we could still figure it out with what we have.
Robert Salah speaking yesterday, Ramon.
For sure. You asked that question. Salah answered it, though, too. And Ben in our YouTube chat asked the exact same question. How do you judge the trenches if it's low contact?
Meaning I asked the question today. Yeah. I was not there to ask the question yesterday.
Well, I'd have given you credit for it.
That's okay.
But you judge it by pad level, as he said. Hand placement on both sides of the ball. Feet, are you attempting to show your technique? Like if you are an offensive lineman, are your feet coming close together? Are you on the ground? Coaches hate players who are on the ground. If you're on the defensive side of things, can you play with a level of physicality? And both sides, too. Like, it's not like they're out there playing powder puff football is what I want to emphasize right here. It is a matter of these two bodies going up against each other and trying to find leverage, not trying to be a jerk to their teammates as well, because it's easy to go do that if you're trying to sling guys to the ground. Can you disengage if you're a defensive lineman and still pursue the ball? Can you have your responsibility if you got contained? What about that? If you are getting in the backfield, are you also smart enough to not touch the quarterback's arm? We see you. The film will show you got the sack. Don't be dumb. Oh, that's how these practices are. And that's honestly how you've been judged. Mentally, can you handle the install, and can you do it on days where there's no physicality? Again, the bigs will be judged in the fall, as Coach Salah said, but you can still see certain things as far as the athleticism goes, and you just want to see, does it translate over into fall camp? That's what you're getting out of this, because I've seen Vanderbilt Health Football Center All-Americans, or as we call it, UPMC All-Americans. Those dudes, you can't make the team in the spring, especially if you're trying to play the sport of football. Physicality is how you make the team in the fall.
It's going to be interesting to see how they, or if they pivot to any other options at right guard between Joel Bitonio, who had his contract expire last season in Cleveland, and he's still out there.
Yeah.
And Kevin Zeitler, who is obviously still out there as well. I promise you, we don't just talk about interior offensive line because we have one on the show who played it for 11 years in the NFL. But, I mean, Ramon, it's head and shoulders above any other question we have about this team right now, what they do at right guard. And that's saying something, considering you are putting a career backup in Austin Schlottman into a starting position at center. And even that feels like a more sure thing than what you have at right guard in a three-man competition, at least as we sit here today, talking about Jackson Slater, who Robert Salah did say yesterday was getting the opportunity to work at right guard in this competition. Fernando Carmona, the draft pick out of Arkansas, who you all talked to his offensive line coach yesterday, Eric Mateos from Wisconsin, who was at Arkansas, and obviously Cordell Volson, who came into the team over the offseason as well and didn't play last year, nursing an injury for the Bengals. I just wonder what the timeline would be for bringing in someone else, or if they even plan on bringing in Joel Bitonio or Kevin Zeitler.
And here's the thing, you can't really judge who's got the leg up this time of year based off who's going first, who's going second. Like, you're seeing a multitude of guys rotate in and rotate out.
Just trying stuff.
And you are, because you got to be fair to the guys that you want on your team, too. You want to see if they can go in a pinch. You want to see if they can start a series off. Coaches might just put a young guy in just for the sake of seeing, can you, as a veteran, work with a young guy if you do hit that portion of the season, too. So it's a huge question. I wouldn't call it necessarily a huge void because of the way I personally think this offense is going to set up. I think you can protect a guy. I feel like the person who wins the right guard spot is going to be the one that has the less amount of MEs, mental errors, because you can protect a young offensive lineman or a new one or below the line one by how you scheme up the offense as well.
For someone coming from the FCS level and Jackson Slater being a Sacramento State product in his second season, what is the most difficult adjustment for a player coming from that level as they go to the NFL from what you've seen?
Showing that you can handle the physicality. Like, it's that simple for him. Did you get stronger yet? Understanding the playbook should be an automatic with guys if you're at this level. I hate to keep saying, like, it's a matter of not having mental errors, but it is. This league is too good. The margin of error is too small. The athletes are way above anything that you've ever seen. And if you can't think properly and process on the field, you're going to be out. For him, coming from a lower level, Jackson Slater, how much can you show your physical prowess day in and day out? How tough are you? At that position on the offensive line, specifically interior offensive line, I think that question comes up more than almost anything else. Tackles, you almost ask the question, how athletic are you? On the interior, it's a matter of how tough you are and don't be dumb. It's almost that simple. And for a guy like Jackson Slater, that's where he's got to answer that question coming up this fall. He can't give us an answer right now. He can show us how good he is in space and, hey, all the little small things. But Jackson Slater has to answer the call of how physical can he be day in and day out, and can he do it again the next day? And you know what? We got practice again. And now we're going to have joint practices too. Those are the things that he's got to get over and convince the coaches that Sacramento State isn't just he's not just a rotational guy.
And you're really not going to be able to do that and show that level of physicality until you do place somebody else in joint practices, if and when that happens, and get to the preseason part of things. I think that's the risk the Titans have to take on one side or the other. On one hand, you could bring Kevin Zeitler or Joel Bitonio in to play right guard. You perhaps stunt the growth of young players and new faces who are more unproven, who may be ready. They just need the opportunity to prove that they're ready. Yeah. Or you may wait until joint practices, and the downside of that risk could be somebody else brings in Kevin Zeitler or Joel Bitonio in that time. You lose more options that are available to you now. Yeah. And then what happens if you get to wherever they're going to have joint practices, if they are, which I think we expect them to based on what Salah said, and you get to preseason, you get to practices, and hey, Jackson Slater doesn't look ready. Well, then you have less options. So pick your poison. Would you rather bet on the young guys that you brought in, with two of them, one brought in this year in the draft, another last year, and then Cordell Volson kind of be your break glass in case of emergency veteran that you can feel okay about putting in, I mean, at the beginning of the season? Or do you take away some of those reps from a couple of those guys? I mean, having four guards compete for one spot, like somebody's probably just not even on the roster at that point. And to me, like, from the moves that they've made, it feels more likely that it's one of those three guys, Cordell Volson, Jackson Slater, or Fernando Carmona to start week one. I don't think that they're going to bring in somebody else. Just for me reading the tea leaves from outside the building, considering they already have three options. Like, that's a lot of reps to split if you've got four guys battling for one spot. Something would have to give there.
And here's the thing behind it, too. With those 3 or 4 guys competing for one spot, you're also building depth. And that's where it can get tricky for the guys who don't win the starting spot. I'll never forget the feeling of going into opening day feeling like I had lost the starting spot. It motivated the heck out of me. But at the same time, I'm livid. I'm confused because I'm like, I feel like I'm better than the guy. And that's where the guys who don't win the starting spot, though, have to stay locked in as well. Because it is a matter of death, and you never know when your moment is going to come. I didn't win my second year. I was starting in week 4 the rest of the season. See what I'm saying? Because I took it and it fueled me. That's where if Jackson Slater doesn't win it, right? Or you look at one of the young guy, Carmona or Pat Coogan, like you legitimately kind of say to yourself, well, I got to stay locked in. And that's where veteran presence comes into play too.
Interesting. We'll see. It's a fascinating position battle, and it's happening in a position that's hard to replicate physicality on a practice field. 615-737-1045 is our number. More headlines coming up for you as you wrap up hour number 3 here on your Friday morning. $55 million in 1 year for a vet in the NFC. Big-time payday that we'll react to coming up next. What's up? It's Will Bowling. Hey, you know I love talking about my friends at Fleet Feet Nashville. I have been a customer of theirs since I was in high school. As a college distance runner at Tennessee, I always knew the value of getting the right fit, and the technology has changed over the years as well. Now you get a foot scan, a 3D view of the size you need, the exact inserts, the different brands that fit your foot. Fleet Feet connects runners of all skill levels and all ages in Nashville. And coming up on Wednesday, June 3rd, check out The Big Run. Celebrate Global Running Day with Fleet Feet Nashville and Brooks at a free 5K at Geodis Park. You can head to fleetfeet.com/nashville/the-big-run. A free community 5K hosted by Fleet Feet Nashville on Wednesday, June 3rd at 6:30 p.m. Isn't just a race, it's a celebration of 50 years of Fleet Feet and the running community. Those are the kind of events that Fleet Feet gets you involved in. Check them out online at fleetfeetnashville.com with locations all around Middle Tennessee. They'll get you in the right shoes, and they'll also get you involved in a great running community here in Middle Tennessee. Online at fleetfeetnashville.com. Wrapping up hour 3 on this Friday morning. 615-737-1045. Ron Slay going to join us in a half hour. Matthew Stafford, Ramon, got paid again. I'd say he earned it. 1 year, $55 million. Yeah. And the deal can rise to as much as $60 million with incentives, as Stafford is now tied to the LA Rams through the 2027 season with $105 million remaining on his contract. I mean, Stan Kroenke's Arsenal Football Club did just win the English Premier League, so he's got the cash right now.
I'm glad this came up. And it just shows, I will say this too, it just shows how important the quarterback position is and how to make him feel good is so important to your success and his too. I think he was going to get paid, but when you look at the situation that they're in right now with the Ty Simpson draft pick, like I know like it shouldn't be a big deal the way Sean McVay played that about looking like he was upset, but I do know like the issue – It's not an issue. The problem with the draft pick is the moment that Matthew Stafford has a back issue, or let's say he doesn't have the year that you plan on having, the reason quarterbacks feel some type of way about being in the position of a starter like Kirk Cousins was, like Brett Favre was, like Aaron Rodgers was, and they draft the guys behind them is at any moment in time, the fans, not necessarily the team, and maybe some of the personnel with the team too, falls into the storyline of we can just go with the young guy. And this right here, I know a lot of people looked at the weird scenario and faces that Sean McVay was making when Ty Simpson got drafted out there, but it was necessary. He had to show his veteran group and he had to show Matthew Stafford publicly, I'm not okay with this, just to make sure that Matt knows that, hey, you're my guy, because it can change just like that. Think about how quick Michael Penix got in the driver's seat behind Kirk Cousins. You know, like that's how it happens. Look what Aaron Rodgers did to Jordan Love. It ticked him off enough to where he became really good at what he was doing, but it was also a slap in the face to a guy that felt like he could still play. And I'm sure that's what Matthew Stafford, and I think this money that Matthew Stafford has earned and deserved because he's one of the best to do it.
MVP.
Solidifies, though, the commitment to him and not that, hey, we're looking over your shoulder at Ty Simpson.
Sure.
That's the way I view the payday as well.
It's a fair way to look at it. I mean, I think you're sending a lot of messages that Stafford is still the leader of the team and is still the guy. Yes. There's no question about that.
And it's necessary to do that, Will.
Sure.
It just is. Like, the quarterback position is, I call it fragile at times, but those dudes, when they're good and they're elite and in that phase, they have to feel it. Coaches have to show them.
They're treated, coach them a little bit differently.
Bro, they're treated so much more different. Not that you have to, but like it's a part of the game of making sure this dude is going to help us win football games. And that's just like, to me, that's the life just style of a coach and a quarterback in this league when you got him or one of them.
Emmett on YouTube says, I hate to get into the OTA hype before training camp, but how does J.C. Latham look as far as shape-wise? Are the offensive line hustling to the line of scrimmage during hurry-up?
Yeah, they are. They are. They're good. You can tell they're well-conditioned from the little bit that I got. I was joking with Brad Hopkins yesterday a little bit at practice. Their warm-ups they're elite. The way they get ready to get engaged for football, that's about as far as I go, but nobody looks out of shape. Everybody looks good. Peter Skoronski has one of the biggest barrel chests I've ever seen in my life. Like, that was one of my, like, I have a big upper body, like big chest. Peter's got like a Paul Bunyan style looking chest, man. When you look at him, his upper body is huge, man, and his lower matches it as well. But yeah, they look like they work their butts off.
There's just something about comparing a lineman from the Midwest to Paul Bunyan.
It works.
I don't know what it is, but
it works.
These Chicago-born, red meat-eating, corn-fed Midwesterners, like, oh, Paul Bunyan. Like, I don't feel like we do that with linemen from the South.
No doubt.
We don't compare him to Paul Bunyan as much. But a good Iowa, Ohio State, Northwestern, Michigan lineman, oh, it looks like Paul Bunyan out there.
Yep, absolutely. Northwestern especially. I don't know. Them in Wisconsin for sure.
615-737-1045, our number. Bill Barnwell this morning at ESPN.com has each team's best and worst deals. For the Titans, he says signing Cordell Flott to a 3-year deal worth $45 million was the best deal the Titans made. Said on defense, my favorite signing for the Titans is probably Flott. He did mention how he was generally fond of their defensive signings and far less excited about what they did on offense, Carnell Tate aside, he said. Said on defense, my favorite signing for the Titans was Flott, a starter for most of his 4 years with the Giants. Flott gave up an 86.2 passer rating, a very solid number given that he was in man coverage nearly 41% over that time, according to Next Gen Stats. Said that his EPA per coverage snap was in the same realm as Pat Surtain and Devon Witherspoon last season. So metrics and analytics really liked Cordell Flott last year. Said Flott is not quite on those two players' level, but I like his chances of exceeding expectations under coach Robert Salah. And goes on to mention that Flott also does not turn 25 until August.
Jeez, he's still young and growing. He ain't even hit his prime yet.
He is younger than some rookies who are going to play NFL football this year.
Yeah. He's younger than Hendon, if I'm not mistaken. Are they the same class? Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's younger than Hendon, for sure. Worst move, Bill Barnwell says, paying a premium for secondary options on offense. One way an organization can make a mistake is by paying way too much for one player, Bill Barnwell says. A year ago, the Titans did that by giving Dan Moore that 4-year, $82 million contract to take over at left tackle. Those sorts of errors stick out like sore thumbs. They're conspicuously bad choices. What the Titans did this offseason on offense is more subtly worrisome, he says. Signing Wan'Dale Robinson was one thing, but to hand new OC Brian Dable some familiar faces that gave a blocking tight end a 3-year, $24 million deal in Daniel Bellinger and backup Giant center Austin Schlottman a 2-year, $7 million contract while installing the journeyman as the likely starter. And Dable reunited with a former Bills charge and backup Mitch Trubisky, who signed for 2 years and $10.5 million. Is that a fair criticism of the worst move Bill Barnwell says the Titans made this offseason?
I can understand why, because of those numbers sound very high, but my mind is different than his on this one. The number and the cap is raised up so far. Like, these are the moves that you have to make. Like, these are, I think, standard signings, if you ask me. Like, okay, the Bellinger one, all right, I get it. I can understand the guy's in a position to where you say he hadn't warranted a pass catcher's ability to earn $8+ million a year. Well, the market said so. Clearly, there was a separate bidder, because if the Titans could have got him 2 for $6 million or 3 for $6 million, they would have got him for $2 million a year. He clearly had a market, and people see more in his game. These new numbers that we're watching and hearing about are a product of the growth of the NFL, and I don't think some people have adjusted their mindset into saying, yeah, a 3 for 24 for a blocking tight end might be the new number.
Bill Barnwell says good organizations develop players at these spots or find more cost-effective solutions. Doing so would have cost the Titans something in the range of $3 or $4 million per year. Instead, they're paying nearly $17 million per season for Bellinger, Schlottman, and Trubisky. Yeah, I just kind of disagree, though, because Austin Schlottman for 2 years, $7 million. What's not cost-effective about that?
That's easy.
That's $3.5 million a year for a center. I don't think that's your best example. Now, if you want to point out Bellinger as a bit of an overpay, fine. But I also have a hard time believing that the Titans, with as many holes as they had, should be criticized for spending money to fill needs. How else were they going to do it? Like, this is more of a knock on Rand Carthon for leaving so many holes for Mike Borgonzi to fill than for me it is a Mike Borgonzi and current Titans regime problem. So what are they going to do? Just put in a bunch of day 3 and undrafted guys? Like, those are basically your options at this point. Either overpay for somebody else's draft picks or play your own who aren't ready to play yet.
It is. It's the price of being bad.
There's a mix of both that you've got to do. So if it's Austin Schlottman or pay a crap ton of money for Tyler Linderbaum, which I would have been a fan of, but, I mean, maybe not for the number he ended up signing at. This was your next best option. Connor McGovern didn't make it in free agency. He ended up staying in Buffalo. Cade Mays got a big deal. The Titans are the only team that had to overpay a little bit for players, and I think if you are going to overpay for anyone, you might as well overpay for guys that you've worked with before who have a higher floor in the continuity of your system that you've had in the building before. And I don't mind that the Titans did it.
And you're working with a rookie contract.
I just don't know what analysts like this really expect for them to do. Would I like for them to develop players that they've drafted? Of course. But you got to put somebody out there.
You do.
You got to find somebody. And they still have the most cap space left. They still have a ton of money. So I have a hard time penny pinching at this point when the Titans had the most cap space to work with and divvied it up among a bunch of guys who are going to be off the books in 2 years anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, you could argue that that's a better plan of action than signing Tyler Linderbaum is going to cost you a ton of money over a lot of years and get in the way of somebody that you could draft in the next 2 drafts.
And he's still 25 at the start of the season, Bellinger, that is.
I get the criticism on the Bellinger one, but overall, again, you had the money to do it that other teams don't. Of course you're going to overpay. It's how this works. 615-737-1045, our number. Headlines as we begin hour 4 locally. Nashville SC finishes the first stretch of the season tomorrow, and we'll talk about it next.
9:02. Good morning, live from the Circus Sports, the Mid-Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Justin Hawkins. Yesterday, the Rams and veteran quarterback Matthew Stafford officially agreed to a one-year, $55 million extension that's worth up to $60 million. Also, the Giants and general manager Joe Shane agreed to a multi-year extension that could keep him in New York with new head coach John Harbaugh for years to come. NBA Eastern Conference Finals Thursday night. The Knicks take Game 2 and the 2-0 series lead over the Cavaliers with a 109-93 win. The Knicks now 2 wins away from their first Finals appearance since 1999. Coming up tonight, Game 3 of the Western Conference Finals. The Spurs and Thunder knotted up at 1 game apiece. The series shifts to San Antonio. Tip-off tonight is at 7:30. NHL Eastern Conference Finals last night. The Canadiens upset the Hurricanes in Game 1, winning 6-2 in dominating fashion. The first loss of the postseason for Carolina. Tonight, Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals, as the Golden Knights hold the 1-0 advantage over the Colorado Avalanche. Puck drop is at 7 o'clock in Denver. For your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you got to go to USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Fourth and final hour of the show, getting started on this Friday morning edition of Ramon and Will. With Titans radio analyst Ramon Foster, Justin Hawkins making the show happen. I'm Will Bowling.
Got him.
We're not going to make that a thing.
I love it. I love it.
If you missed it, we were doing 3HL impressions earlier, so that was part of the Joseph Bonato impression from Justin Hawkins.
I kind of want to hear. I want to hear Zeph with a little comeback on this one, man. See if he actually pushes back a little bit. I'm here for it.
If he's listening,
he's probably chilling. He need to be taking care of his future baby to come. Did you hear they also having a boy as well?
I did. I saw that on social media. Congrats to Zeph. Yeah,
congrats to him and the wife, man.
Big time.
They pick out a name yet?
Ramon Jr.
Very nice.
I got one of them. We're good.
I was going to say, you have an RJ. You have a Ramon Jr.
Yeah. JJ.
He turned out great.
Joseph Jr. I call him JJ. We are in the era of our, millennials naming all their kids, the dads, after themselves.
Oh.
Like almost every dude I know kid is named after them.
So I would have except a WJ.
Yeah, WJ. Yeah, except for you. Are you a millennial? You a Gen Z, aren't you?
No, I'm a
millennial.
I'm just on the cusp.
I'm the first year of Gen Z,
You're technically. First year of Gen Z.
I'm more called a Z-lennial.
Z-lennial.
What?
We accept you.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You.
Really?
You've never heard of that?
No.
Uh-huh.
We accept you, most definitely. You're a part of that crew. Did you see the reports, too, as we go into the weekend? Everybody be safe this weekend for Memorial Day. I know the lakes are going to be wild.
Bag up, Terry.
Bag up, Terry, for real.
That's more July 4th, but still.
The reports of, Gen Z is not drinking as much alcohol as, the previous generations were. And somebody said, duh, because a drink is $15 and an Uber is $70. We got to make decisions out here. Be quite fair.
I don't know. I've not really seen that. I heard Buck talk about that the other day.
Yeah. You'll have a brew from time to time. I'm not the biggest beer drinker in general. I like them. Now I'm on those Ultra Goldens or whatever they are. So good.
I've been trying to do less alcohol during the week. It's part of my pre-wedding health kick.
All right.
So I try to just, slim down, be a little healthy. I've never had to try to slim down because I used to have to run around in the shower to get wet. I was so skinny when I was a distance runner in high school and college. So, I don't know. Life changes. It comes at you fast.
The question is, do you drink as much as you would during the week, but you do it on the weekend?
No.
Okay, so it's all the way around.
I've cut
less.
down a little bit.
Okay, because I read something that if you drink as much beer on the weekend as you would during the week, it's literally the exact same.
I would think so.
You're
it's the same amount of calories per week.
Catch up. Yes,
yeah, it's the same amount of calories.
Yeah,
for sure.
I had to scale back because that's what I was doing.
So for the non-seed oil people, do they also drink? No, I'm asking a serious question because everybody do this health stuff and say, hey, I'm not ingesting this, I'm not doing this. Where does beer and alcohol fall on that list then too? Because I know a good coach going to have him a cold brewski is all I'm saying. Does it fall into the same world? And not only just that, but spirits are full of grain.
Traditional beer does not contain seed oils, according to a quick Google search.
Oh.
You just got to watch your calories
It's the intake.
Mm-hmm.
Always the intake.
Yeah. Yep. Because beer will bloat you very easily.
That's what throws me off about it.
Especially if you're drinking like IPAs, craft beer. They're very heavy, and
it's true.
They're very bitter.
Daryl on YouTube says no more shower beers. I did have a shower beer at my bachelor party.
You did have a shower beer.
I had one this past weekend.
There you go.
Did you really?
Yeah, I sure did.
It's
great.
It's an elite beer.
Shower beer like that.
I will probably have no, my flight's at 8:20 tomorrow. Going to a wedding out of the state. I was going to say I might have an airport beer tomorrow, but I'll be at the airport at probably like 7 in the morning.
You able to get it at B&A that early?
Absolutely. There's no concept of time at the airport. There are no rules.
He meant a beer. Can you get a beer at 7:20?
He still said yeah.
No, I said yeah. For sure.
Gotcha.
You never had a beer at 7 in the morning?
Never.
Not at an airport, no.
I have, yeah. Absolutely.
Try to wait till at least 11 a.m.
Well, yeah, I do too. But again, there's no concept of time at the airport.
This is true. This is true.
I'm not saying I've never had a beer that early. I'm just saying
rules.
I've never had a beer at the airport.
Well, yeah, of course. What's the earliest you ever had an alcoholic beverage?
The earliest I've ever had
And I don't mean from the night before. I mean starting the day. I don't mean from the night before. That would not count.
Not including mimosas or Bloody Marys?
Maybe we should clarify just beer.
Yeah, just beer. The earliest you had a beer.
About 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock? That's late.
No, in the morning.
I know. That's late.
I said that's late.
It is late.
Well, I mean, and again, like a lot of us have been at tailgates to watch you play football games, which is a lot of the opportunities where people would have had beer. Mine would be a little bit before 6 a.m. Right at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
What?
Right, about the same.
You serious? Both of them?
Yeah. Tailgating or the leftover beer.
Watching European soccer. Yeah. Going to a pub.
Oh, yeah, those are great.
Guinness is the breakfast beer.
Hold on.
That's the only time I've ever done that. Is either like a tailgate or going for a 6 a.m. soccer game at the pub and had just like, I'll just take one Guinness. Just one. Just chilling.
Can we rewind?
It's like coffee
Are
anyway.
you stuck on what I just said?
Can we rewind back? I'm with you. It's just like coffee. Gets the mood going.
Yeah.
He said either from tailgating or leftover beer.
The leftover
beer. Are you
beer.
finishing half-done cans?
Yeah, like if
that's terrible.
So what I've done before is if like I've gone to bed and I had a beer and I just fell asleep before I finished it, I'll wake up and I finished it.
Mike in Cleveland on YouTube says, I see you as a drinker. No, I'm actually not much of a drinker at all.
You're an animal, man. No, we don't drink like that.
Not at all. I don't, yeah. It's more for the
little lukewarm,
the vibes, more so than it is the fried.
I do shows.
For me.
We do a show with a friggin' savage.
Well, another savage about to join us. His nickname. And Ron Slay coming up in 10 minutes.
AKA
Talk to him
Ron
about
Slay.
it.
What's up, babe?
Nashville SC takes the pitch tomorrow, finishing up the pre-World Cup portion of the MLS schedule. Nashville against NYCFC. With a victory in this match, the boys in gold will be top of the MLS table until mid-July.
Let's go.
Seeing as the next Nashville SC match is July 17th after the World Cup break, which is about to begin after Saturday. They are really cooking without a lot of really good starting players. Sam Surridge has been out for a month. Patrick Yazbek and Eddie Tagseth are both unavailable until after the break. According to what BJ Callahan has said, Andy Dahar, right back, got hurt in New England a week and a half ago. But good news yesterday, Nashville SC tweeted a picture of Sam Surridge back on the training pitch, what we would call the practice field. So a chance for Sam Surridge to perhaps get back out there maybe for one appearance before the World Cup break. Hani Mukhtar coming off goals number 99, 100, and 101 in his Nashville SC career, and NSC's win over LAFC over last weekend, 3-2. And NYC is pretty good. They are a good one. NSC and NYCFC. A lot of acronyms.
It's fascinating. I remember when the reserve players were going in, and I was asking you, is this going to be a good thing for Nashville SC? And it's trending in that direction. It's so much anxiety, man, and watching your reserve players having to step up and play big roles. But Nashville SC have clearly benefited from this, Will. It's got to be a pleasant surprise for Coach, man, to see his young fellas in reserves to sustain what they got going on.
Absolutely.
Isn't it a hamstring injury for Surridge?
No. Oh. Back injury.
Okay. I almost would just say just to let him sit out just one more game, just because you have that break in between, just to let him, for sure, no risk of injury. obviously he's had a very successful start to the season. Just let him continue that with the second half. It's kind of that would be my plan to go about it, because back injuries, I've had one, do have one, and in soccer, there's a lot of twisting and motions that you have to go up for, especially when you're going up for headers and all the pressure that you get under. I just wouldn't even risk it.
If there's any chance of them making it worse, he's not going to play.
Yeah.
I mean, it just depends on medical information we don't have, to be honest with you.
With it just being
if he's
one
ready,
game,
then let's see it. Let's
with
go.
it just being one game until the big break, I don't know. I just would say to ease it down.
NYC is good. 7:30 tomorrow night. Lucas will have the call. 7 o'clock pregame. Go out and see him. This team is awesome. I mean, they are really, really, really fun. And Hani Mukhtar had his 5th hat trick as a Nashville player over last weekend on Sunday night against LAFC. I imagine for BJ Callahan and for NSC, they're just happy to have a full week to train and to practice.
Mm-hmm.
Because games have been coming Wednesday to Saturday to Wednesday to Saturday to Wednesday to Sunday to Wednesday to just back and forth. And they're in a stretch of 7 matches in 23 days they're finishing up. Think about that, though, too, with just how much they run and how many miles they cover. Yeah. I mean, midfielders are running 7-8 miles per match, per 90. And those miles start to add up, especially when you look at the midfield, where Nashville has 2 healthy, long-standing midfielders. I know Matt Corcoran's only been there for 1 year, but I'd consider him a first-team and first-choice caliber player at this point. Brian Acosta's playing great. I think he has done a world of good for Nashville. But beside that, you only really have one more center mid that's on the team, and Charles-Emile Brunet, and other guys that you could move in out of position to center mid. So you have asked Brian Acosta and Matt Corcoran to run a lot of miles and to cover a lot of minutes in the midfield over the past couple of matches. And I think it's a big deal for them just to get on the training pitch and train things that they've wanted to fix. And BJ Callahan's told me that. It's like, there's stuff we'd love to coach and train and try to fix, but we need a couple of days to go in and try to do something one day, get back to it again the next day, and then train it again the next day. We're just kind of surviving. And without a midweek game this week, Nashville's maybe finally had some opportunities to get guys a little bit of rest and try to train some different things on the training pitch. And when Nashville has had a full week to prepare, they have been unbeatable this year.
So does Coach BJ Callahan, does he keep the guys in town? Does he give them like a week and a half off in
for this upcoming break? So that's a good question. The Players Association is agreed to, there is a hiatus where they can't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
So they're without the players for 2 weeks. So players are totally on their own for 2 weeks. And then they pretty much pick up training again when the World Cup starts. So that's the week of June 11th is the first World Cup game in Mexico. And then USA's game is during my rehearsal dinner, June 12th, and I've been told I will not be closely watching. So that is when they really start to get back into the swing of things. Then you go through a mini preseason. But it's kind of uncharted territory for them. I mean, for a lot of these coaches and GMs and players, this is not something that normally happens, and probably the last time this will ever happen for MLS, because they're about to move to the European calendar where they will be just in the offseason and summers moving forward starting in 2027.
If you know off top, I could have looked it up, but how long is this session for the World Cup? 2 weeks, 2.5?
What do you mean, the West session?
Yeah, how long is till the championship?
The World Cup final?
Final.
That is the weekend that NSC starts play again. So that's, I believe, July 18th is the World Cup final.
So this is a month play then, right?
It's a month break.
Yeah,
July 19th.
Okay. Yeah, July 19th at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey.
Okay.
Which NSC players have been called up? Do you know?
Ahmed Qasim.
Just one?
Mm-hmm. Ahmed Qasim has switched his nationality, done the one-time switch from Sweden to Iraq. And Iraq is in the World Cup, making a little bit of history, and had to qualify there to get there. Yeah, Qasim's got a chance to play. He's never played for them before. He's been Swedish international, so he will represent NSC at the World Cup.
Other countries covet and pay their guys better than America does for their soccer athletes, though. Like you
what
mentioned,
do you mean? In terms of the leagues or the national teams?
No, just like the representation. Are you compensated? Is what I'm asking. And do some countries compensate like Ahmed? Does Iraq compensate him well for his participation in this?
World Cup players are paid, typically employees of their club teams. They earn money during the international tournament through stuff like match fees, performance bonuses, FIFA prize money as well. For a lot of players, when they switch nationalities like that and do the one-time switch, it's to get into a team. Like, Fuller and Balogun is an American striker who switched from England to America.
Yeah.
Because he's not good enough to play for England, but he is good enough to play for America.
I got you.
I don't know if Kasem would have gotten in the Swedish team. He had not been in their national team picture recently, but and there's family dynamics. Like, it's not just money.
Yeah,
it's not money centered, but it can come down to, can I get in the team? Do they have a spot for me? Do they want me?
Yeah.
What's their plan for me? There's so many different things.
I just correlated it to the Olympics, where certain countries pay a lot and give you housing for a year if you win a medal or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know the specifics of that, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Ron Slay will join us for his weekly visit coming up next. Ramon Will on a 104.5 The Zone. I've got high expectations today. I always have high expectations of this program because, come on. We expect to be the best.
I got a request, too, for Savage. What you got? You talking about our program or our program?
Yeah, I'm just saying
Savage?
in general, I've got high expectations for today's visit with Ron Slay.
Oh, yeah.
Because Ron Slay does a couple of things. No, Ron Slay does everything at an elite level, let's be honest. But
this is true.
Ron Slay does a few things at an extra elite level. Number one, talk about basketball on television and radio. Elite. Number two, trash talk. Number three, wear headbands. Number four, hype up his brother, Ramon Foster. If I were to say that Ron Slay had a big four of things that he does. Talk hoops, trash talk, wear a headband, hype up Ramon Foster. There's a lot to hype up about you right now. As the new analyst of Titans Radio, you're going to be uncomfortable for it. And Ron Slay and I are going to sit here and we're going to make you uncomfortable with how much he's going to hype you up. I'm just going to let him go.
Why are y'all this way?
So whenever he decides to get here, because we are on Ron Slay time, as always, then we are going to let him do exactly that.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It's always on time when a Savage coming into the building. I do have one request, though.
Okay.
I feel like next, if there's a clean version of music, I feel like my dog would just be satisfied if we changed it from Scarface to Lil Boosie.
Okay.
From time to time.
Interesting. Ron Slay has walked in the studio.
Is that all right with you?
Slay probably didn't just hear what I said because he was probably making the walk up with two good knees and two good wheels, which is a good thing, up here to the studio. I said that Ron Slay does everything at an elite level, but he does four things at an extra elite level in no particular order. Number one is talk hoops into microphones. You're very good at that.
Very good.
As he gets his headphones out. Number two is trash talk. Elite trash talker.
One of the best.
A gift that not everyone has.
And I feel like he powers up when he trash talks.
Number three is wearing headbands. Elite headband wearer.
Yes.
Ron Slay. And headband giver-outer. But we'll just stick with headbands, a skill of Ron Slay's. And number four, and maybe most, is hyping up your brother, Ramon Foster. When there is an opportunity to hype up Ramon Foster. Do you agree to this being the big four pillars of Ron Slay's existence?
I like where you at. With it, Will Lee. That's that right there. That's the right energy. That's the right, characterization.
And I'm ready for Ramon to get really uncomfortable with the praise that you are going to heap on him, that the callers have been giving him. You know what I have to say to that? One word. Good. Because you deserve it.
Yeah, Will Lee. Let's throw you in there too, though, Lil Lee.
Yeah, exactly.
You know about me. But yeah, my dog too, though. You feel me? But yeah, Savage, man, he know what it is. Like, we done had this conversation for about we done had this conversation for a long, long time, first of all. But this particular conversation, man, I'm extremely proud of my guy, man. Just from the simple fact of, dog, the grind that people don't get to see. You know what I'm saying? Like, that right there says enough. And then to be able to go and shift from playing to this lane in that amount of time, it don't usually happen like that. You know what I'm saying? Not to that extent. And then to be able to do it in your home state, I think that right there is the patch of pride that you get to wear with. I think that a lot of people forget about because of the journey, what may be highlighted in the journey, but they forget about, the start, the prep for the journey, I'm saying? They just see the race. You know this, Will, as a runner yourself, They just see you when you're crossing the finish line or when you're taking the checkpoint, It's just a checkpoint. Don't forget about, the miles they'll run before, all the hurdles and the spikes. If he was a car, like they should be doing down there in Georgia, the spikes that they're throwing out there to try to slow them down, you feel me? And they come from anywhere.
Yeah, they can come from anywhere.
Yeah, that's the coldest part. The people that always smile in your face, they try to high-five you, they try to dap you up, the ones that you also have to check from time to time by not saying a word to them, by just letting them know, just look at yourself, man. Watch how you dwindle away, and you continue to rise. My dog ain't doing nothing but watering the flowers, When the seeds get watered like this is what you're supposed to get. This is what you get in return. Just what they trying to take out over there. That's cool. We gonna use avocado oils or something like that to cook our pancakes. You feel me? Yeah. It don't even matter what it is, but the main thing is the man cooking.
Butter's good.
Butter's great. You know what I'm talking about? It never sticks. You feel me? So that's all I'm saying, man. I'm super proud of my dog. My dog gonna come through like he's supposed to, you know what I'm saying? And the other part about it, for the people that like to hate on it, he take people with him. So it's almost like, dang. It's one of them like, doggone it, daughter had him. You know what I mean? And this ain't him, this me. This me doing the talking. You know what I mean? I always been that one. That's how the one Savage word came up. You feel me? Dog, go be that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, big salute to you, Savage, man. And guess what? It's going to get greater later.
It's going to get greater later.
You know what I mean? It's just a crank.
Only the beginning.
Man.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah. Shout out Dr. Dyson. Shout out B-Hop. You know what I mean?
Mark Mariani.
Moonshine.
A little bit of moonshine.
You know what I mean? First kickoff, we might have to have a human like an adult leash on him.
Hey, dog, I'm telling you, on the kickoff, man, don't be surprised if he over there by Bones, you know what I mean? Trying to take the headset or run out there. Either one. He's a Pro Bowl out there, just saying, you know what I mean? So, yeah, man, shout out to him. Shout out to Dyson, B-Hop.
Ben Jones.
Ben Jones. I can't wait to hear Ben Jones. I can't wait, like Will talked about, the back and forth. You know what I mean? If we can get a little bit of that between O-linemen, either going in to halftime or out to halftime, however it may be. But to hear his stories, you know what I mean, and him and Savage run them back to back, that's gonna be interesting. Because the linemen, they don't get to get that spotlight that much. You know what I mean?
Like this.
You go from one lineman to the other and then back. It's like, whoa, wait a minute, what we doing? So that's gonna be interesting, man. But shout out to everybody. Gordion, the executive producer.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Y'all get a lot of little guy Zelf up there, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we're an international radio team.
Y'all do. Yeah. Y'all stretch wide, man. So it's dope to see though, man. Taylor Zarza, man, we put a great team around. Shout out to Amy walking off into the sunset, but still gonna be involved somehow. So, man, big salute, man. Mike Kiefer laying the ground rules and the one and only. Listen, it's a lot of times, man. I heard Savage talking about it the other day. It's a lot of times you're put in positions or given the opportunity to be in positions, and you never knew that they were coming because of something that took place that you had no control of. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I remember I said this. And I never talk about it, but this is my guy. I'm going to have him on sometime this year. But P.Y., Patrick Young, that played at Florida, got into his car accident and flipped his truck, you know what I mean, and got paralyzed. And while he was going through that, that's kind of how it came along for me to get that opportunity to go up there and audition. You know what I mean? And I never knew this until me and P.Y. was talking, and I started to put it together. I was like, darn, so it was a spot available because you went through this accident, and look how he handling it. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's dope, and that's my guy. You know what I'm saying? So I always tell him, dog, if you never went through that accident, like, I'd never really probably get an opportunity to be in this position to flourish like this. So I always give love to my guy, P.Y., man. But I say that to say Coach Mack's passing, you know what I'm saying, kind of opened the door for that. You know what I mean? And I think the most gracious thing that you can find out of all of it is the stamp that you would have got from the person that was in that seat before you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? P.Y. always bigs me up. You know what I mean? No ifs, ands, or buts about it. He always got a smile on his face regardless of his situation he going through. And, man, we done had some good times. And I can say the same thing for Savage and Coach Mack from the day he came on, you know what I mean? For the dinners that going to the standard and everything. It was just a little different. So that stamp mean a lot, you know what I mean? So you never know what your situation is. That's why you always got to be ready.
Coach Mack has always said, every day is a job interview in the NFL, and for all of us, and whatever job you do, every day is a job interview. Ramon Foster has aced job interview after job interview after job interview by doing the work and showing up and being ready. And you're always ready. You never have to get ready. And
no question.
That's what happened.
And we diving in. No, can't wait to go face first in this thing.
Sure.
What are you willing to do? No, everybody got something dirty about their jobs.
What you did to me? I would have said that you would have been looking at Hawk. You would have been looking at Hawk like, hey, Hawk, cut that.
Like, wow, that's crazy. Is what Ramon would have said.
That's exactly, you know what I mean.
He said that's
but I'm
gonna face first.
Because it's
that's
his moment.
Crazy.
You know what I mean? Wow, it's his moment. You know what I mean? I'm gonna let him leave.
Will you sit down somewhere, man? Will done got you going early this morning.
Man, I know Big Key smiling ear to ear. Get him.
That's how I ace my job interview, is I get people going.
Yeah, that's crazy work right there by y'all. Can we revisit something real quick, though?
So no.
You okay with us, man? With 615-737-1015
What's wrong with you, man?
I've been savage in the building.
Sam tried to shift it. It's about you, dog. It's about you.
He got the ball in the low block and started pivoting.
I did.
I pivoted looking for help.
I'm out here like
you're trying to break a full court press at the half court line. Pivot.
I'm not here to play around with
And the
y'all,
man behind the glass, Zephyr.
What's up, eh? He's speechless.
It's the A that does it.
Listen, we love everybody up here, man.
What's wrong with you, man?
A lot. A lot is wrong.
It's been a week.
Savage. It's been a crazy week, man. Starting today, last week, but here we are.
Oh, boy.
Oh.
Hey, man.
It's the off season. I know. We're gonna be better. We're gonna be better.
Yeah, man.
I have to ask you though, real quick. I'm on a pedestal. I'm putting y'all on the pedestal right now. The NBA playoffs is elite.
Come on with it, man.
Correct me if I'm wrong. This is early to mid 2000s / 90s level physicality with the young transition skill players, Savage, that have drawn me in.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Wemby.
Yeah.
Ant-Man before he got eliminated. I'm looking at Stephon Castle.
Yeah.
The Spurs are slightly building it back up.
Yeah.
And it's going to be sticky.
Yeah,
Shea and Oklahoma is doing their thing, too.
Yeah.
I don't know what Cleveland. Why?
Yeah, that's why when walking into the game, that's why I wanted Detroit to win that game, man. Game 7, dog, because it would have been a better matchup.
What was Detroit doing?
Tripping.
Kay Cunningham, brother.
He needs some help, man. He needs some help offensively. Like like he carrying a load, dog, on his shoulders offensively.
Okay.
It's like, and I get it. The man looked tired. Like the shots that Kay was taking in the game 7. It was like, God, there's no legs in it. He can't get away. He can't get separation. The bumps ain't the same like they were in game 4. It was a little bit different. And they threw a little bit more at him than they could help, than they could handle. And he didn't have enough offensive firepower. Tobias had a really good series. He wasn't the same, though, after that fall, going down to Mitchell with his hip. You know what I mean? He tried to fight through it, but Jenkins is good, but you need more firepower, man, guys that can create their own shots. But when you're looking at what you're talking about where the league is, dog, this is what everybody was waiting on. You know what I'm saying? The competitive level, because you went through an era of the buddy. You know what I mean? What's up, partner? Let's exchange jerseys and all
boats.
that. You know what I mean? All of that. You feel me?
Kids knowing each other. All that.
Yeah. So that was cool, but you starting to get back to that. This level, this group is a competitive group of, man, we want the torch. You know what I'm saying, to run with, and they don't care what they got to do to cut them off.
None of them.
You know what I'm saying? Like you said, Ant-Man, Wemby, Castle, like these dudes are killers.
Ja's in that conversation. I think if he gets back right. But to your point, like even Joker is not friendly with nobody.
Nope. This is a good.
Except his horses.
Except his horses. Except his horses.
Yeah, this is a good. The league is in a good spot, and I was wondering where it would go, man. Once the stars fade off, the ones that we know, the LeBrons, the Melos, D-Wades, that era, my draft era. But now, dude, these dudes coming along, they going to carry it. They're going to carry it. I like what you see. The people don't like each other, especially on the floor. I don't know what's going on off the floor, but on the floor, they could care less. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be interesting to watch. It's also going to be interesting to watch what the league does moving forward when you got a face of the league like Wemby. At some point, you got to have a goon with you. You know what I mean? Like all the guys that have been superstars and been able to carry that torch have had a goon with them. You know what I mean?
Your Draymond.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Steph had Draymond. You know what I mean? D-Wade had Shaq. Then he had Udonis for the remainder of his career.
Kobe had Shaq.
You know what I mean? Kobe had Shaq. You know what I mean? Like, you got to get these guys. Jordan had Charles Oakley.
Rodman, his enforcer?
He got when he show up. You know what I mean?
Okay. Pippen, though.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But you need that real good, like, Kay Cunningham got Isaiah Stewart.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Jalen Brunson, like, they don't really have a goon, but Josh Hart ain't going.
No
you know
doubt.
what I mean? He'll set the tone for him.
Shea got
Josh Hart
the buff guy.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Yeah, Big Hardenstein.
Hardenstein.
Yeah,
He got Hardenstein. The dark-skinned cat, too.
Lou Dort.
Lou Dort.
You got Lou Dort. You know what I mean? So they got, everybody
right.
got one. Wemby doesn't have one, and it's because they so young and inexperienced, kind of fast-track themselves getting to this point. You know what I mean? But once they get that, a protector, you got to get a protector of Wemby. So the things that are going on, he ain't got to protect himself.
They beating him up.
Yeah, granted, I don't know what you're supposed to do. You know what I mean?
Your
like
best?
they tried to play a small person on 41-20.
Just dunking
over
everybody.
Like you feel me? Then he come back with the big.
He's unreal, man.
The dude, I mean, it's like the man
Literally
play
unreal.
good defense. He'd shoot a floater. He did this last game. Shot a floater.
See that?
He landed under the basket. The ball bounced off. He tipped back with his left hand and tip the ball in. It's like
he's a ball magnet.
He's
literally got magnets.
Better stop it.
Like what?
Stop.
What do you want him to do?
Crazy.
Ball
like
magnet.
this.
It is though. Like the ball just finds him.
He go gets it.
Yeah.
I just let Ho go.
I love you two.
Crazy phrase.
I love
what time
y'all.
to just throw out on the radio.
I love y'all back and forth now.
Calling a man a ball.
We needed this.
That's my man.
We need this.
Tell me I'm wrong.
You're not wrong. Hell no, you're not
He
wrong.
gonna say that.
He's a ball magnet.
Slay, tell me I'm
It's
wrong.
the same guy who, when he sees Eki Bop at Ramon's, because I love this for Bop.
Yeah.
I love this for Bob. Bob talking to a young lady who would like to enter about tickets. I love this for Bob.
Yeah. Bob should call in right now. He got a story for you about the motherland. You know, he just got back.
He did. My Nigerian brother.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So he put back and full of foot.
Absolutely,
But yeah,
man.
They got the league's in good hands.
Anyway, yeah, about the ball magnet.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And let me add to it, the officials have done a terrific job of being able to separate now what we see as the regular season compared to the playoffs. And I will say the Cup game in December leading up to it, that's also a prep for what the playoffs looks like. Because in those games, it get a little physical too, but they can't let it get too physical because you still got 60-some games to play.
Right.
You know what I mean? But when you get to the playoffs, we're at the end. Y'all figure it out. I love it.
Let me ask you something. I can't live in happiness right now.
What, man?
I'm suffering from too much success from us as a nation.
Talk to me.
With where Wemby is.
Mm-hmm.
Where we at with USA basketball in the Olympics?
Oh, I think we fine.
We fine?
I think we're gonna be fine.
If they did some kind of like Ryder Cup where it was USA versus Europe, that may be different.
All of Europe.
Yeah,
but there's not one country, is there, that can still hold a candle to
Wemby
us?
is the force that you're just gonna have to figure out.
Okay, fair.
But that's not only in European. That's anywhere you go.
Okay,
it's a 7'4" guy that can do it all. Like there's nothing you can do about that. You know what I mean? But I still think talent-wise, we're in a great space, dog. Like, you know what I mean? With the young guys coming along. Look at where you have college right now. You know what I'm saying? With this young crop of guys that are coming. These Americans right here.
This is true.
You feel what I'm saying? That's about to usher their way in. And they coming behind the Cade Cunninghams, the Anthony Edwards, and all these guys, man, that are right there leading the pack. I think they're in a good spot still.
Okay.
It's just, at some point, once you start to get talent,
we take off.
And we still gonna rule in talent. The only thing they have in favor of them is the breaks that they take in Europe for a week or 2 weeks to prep, and they go to the mountains and they play.
Okay.
Let's go back to the old KD quote of what's that team chemistry going to do for you when you got to guard Steph?
I mean,
and it's not Steph. It's just going to be Ann Edwards.
Yeah,
it's just going to be somebody else.
And it's cold. It's just what it is.
Such a great quote from KD.
It is.
So good.
I know he get a lot of hate. I freaking love KD.
I kind of feel the same way I do about him as we were talking about LSU earlier. Like, I respect the just not giving a crap.
Man.
that Kevin Durant constantly lives with.
What that team history going to do, chemistry
Yeah,
going to do?
what's that team chemistry going to do when you got to guard
Don't
Steph?
mean nothing.
And then look who hit the golden dagger, as what Noah Eagle said.
And they had
to win the gold.
They had the chemistry. Like, it was
They was united.
For someone like me that has never had any rooting interest in professional basketball ever, that was the peak of me watching those players ever.
That was beautiful.
Was literally that game. Because I've never been a Grizzlies fan. I mean, I'm a Hawks fan. Huge Hawks guy. No, not at all. I couldn't name 5 players on the team. Legitimately. Is Kyle Korver still there? I couldn't tell you.
What's wrong with you?
I'm kidding.
So
I know he's
this
not
could
still
be
there.
a poll then. Greatest win and victory. Was it the hockey or was it the USA game? Because both dramatically.
Why are you making a poll
won.
at 9:43? What are we talking about?
We got Tuesday.
So
tune in next week.
I will say I did feel I got the same feeling watching.
It's kind of the same.
That game as I did the '92 Olympic team, the Dream Team.
Oof.
Like how they just dominated.
man.
I felt like walking out of there like, yeah, it's USA, man. What? Y'all ain't never catching up. You know what I'm saying? And then when Steph made that shot, I think everybody over was like, that's it.
That's why we us.
That's us. There you can see it. Melo was on the court. Yeah. He was in the stands.
He was. He came to watch.
Came on the court, dog. D. Wade, as an announcer, you're not supposed to do this. That man was up on his feet. Yeah. It's a feeling you couldn't explain, like Will was saying. Couldn't explain it, dog.
All I know is I'm with you when it happened. Yeah. I was just like, that's why
it's chills.
Us. It was, man.
Real life chill. I'm getting them now.
But hockey did it, though, too.
Hockey did do it.
All right, coming up, LSU is signing players my age. We'll talk about that with Ron Slay in studio. Gator Mike writes in and says, ask Slay about the preseason #1 Florida Gators team since they basically have everyone back. Slay, what do you think about the Gators? Ramon Will on 104.5 The Zone, wrapping up the show and the week. Hope you enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. We will be back with you on Tuesday. Ron Slay is here.
Big dog here.
What up, though?
Why is LSU trying to sign players my age?
You know what, Will? I sat and thought about this last night. I was listening to, we just talking about podcasts. I was listening to a podcast and them going in on them. And I was like, man, let me try to look at it from the Will Wade point of view. So, first of all, I think he's making a mockery of the game.
Really?
The college game, no question about it. I think the other part is, like, they put up imaginary borders for this reason alone. Like we saw it last year with Charles Bediako, the coach from Baylor, Coach Drew, them going to get the G League guys and stuff like that. And everybody frowned upon it. And eventually, like, a judge ruled that he couldn't play.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I think the kid got to keep
right.
The man got to keep playing at Baylor. But Charles Bediako got ruled ineligible. You know what I'm saying? So the guidelines will kind of put up, these borders will put up, like if they got a 2-year deal, a two-way contract, they played in the G League and played in the league, play professional, like they over and done with. Like that should be, you can't play pro and come back and play.
In any capacity.
You know
it's
what I'm
just
saying?
like me going
dumb.
a year of practice squad.
Like, and then come on back.
Football and going back and starting in the SEC.
The
a big team.
on-3 graphic being like Utah Jazz to team to LSU.
Yeah, like it's stupid, dog.
So
like that's
dumb.
like you're making a mockery of the game. Okay, that's that. Understanding that. That's not fair. That's not a gentleman's handshake. No way, no how. And especially if you get one, all right, we'll let this slide. This man trying to get a whole team full of.
Got a whole team.
Yeah, you got a whole team. That's one. The other part is, from his perspective, though, that I see, y'all, the reason y'all fired me is because of what everybody out here doing. And nobody better than I when they wanted to X me out. That's how y'all feel? I worked my way back in. I'm finna make y'all pay. I'm finna really show out. Y'all thought it was fun and games then. Watch me really act A, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And go all the way off. I'm gonna make y'all make a rule. You know what I'm saying? And if y'all don't, watch this. I'm gonna go get a pro from the, like when we talk about the Euro League, let me make people understand this. And my guy Richard Hendricks, y'all always have on King of the
Shout out
Test.
to Rich.
It's the NBA, the best in the world.
Yep.
And then it's Euro League. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So go get a guy for playing in the Euro League that plays in the Euro League and drop him in college. Dude, you might as well go get the sixth, seventh man, maybe the fifth guy on the NBA roster and drop him back in college. That's the equivalent of that.
That's the equivalent of what he did?
Come on, dude. Like, that's not going to fly, man. The man, he'll be 26 in December, dog. The guy he went and got. The man can go get buckets.
Oh, so this is more serious than I thought.
Actually, I mean, that legitimately is 2 years younger
Like,
than me.
dog, come on, man. Like, and he's got more on his roster.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So that's just the one that's highlighted. That's the highest paid pro that he has.
And you're not saying pro because he's getting a couple of coins.
No.
He pro because he's a professional.
No, he was playing big boy ball.
And then last year, like Nate Oates tried to compare stuff like that to Ethan Berg coming in from Israel.
Yeah.
Like there are different tiers to Euro basketball as well, where basically if you're playing for a club that also has a soccer team, then you could be on an NBA roster. Like Real Madrid and Besiktas and PSG. Like I assume PSG probably has a basketball team. Like clubs like that have the money and the backing of the football clubs as well. That's different from going to Israel and getting someone that's closer to just college basketball.
And I give props to Todd Golden too. Clavsar is a guy that kind of, like when they talk about that window that would you be eligible over here, that 19 or I think 22 window, like he fit in that window. And he lost a year of eligibility coming over here to play. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Just to reset. And this is the misconception. A lot of people think that when people say, I played overseas, overseas ain't the same everywhere.
Okay.
Right.
Like some people try to say, I went to South America and played overseas. I went to a little country and played. No, it's the people that been over there. That's why when you hear them talking, we be looking at them like, they ain't play.
What country?
Yeah, good pro career.
It's like LaMelo going to Lithuania.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Salute to you. And they got two big teams over there, but what team you on? You know what I mean? Like, come on, dog.
Back at it Tuesday morning. We are on a break over the full weekend. Have a great Memorial Day. Stay safe on the boats, on the lakes, all the places you're heading. I appreciate you, Slay. Good to see you.
No doubt, baby.
Savage.
Salute to y'all.
Don't make a headline this weekend, you boat riders, okay? Make it back home. Be safe. You're going to have some brews on the water. Be cool, all right? Because I'm sure everybody going to be out, man. But call your people, love your people, man. Have a random conversation with somebody. Buy somebody a drink if you feel like this weekend, man. But make sure you make it back to us on Monday. ELE, everybody love everybody. Peace.